Because Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Learn more about our new loyalty program at Lowes.com/MyLowe's today. Program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowes.com/terms for details. Member gifts may be subject to additional terms and restrictions. See Lowes.com/shipping terms for details. Subject to change.
Doug.
Being a spokesperson's easy, kid. Just say, customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Customize and save with Liberty Bibberty.
That's not it.
Liberty Mutual. Liberty Musical.
Nope.
Lumberty. Line.
It's 2 words. Liberty Mutual.
Got it. Don't not pay at libertymuttnoodle.com.
Wow. I guess I'll just do it.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. That's a wrap.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
1084, please stand by.
We all know driving hammered gets you nailed, but did you also know driving high is a DUI? I'm Officer Badalucco with the Gilbert Police Department. Anything that impairs your driving makes you dangerous on the road. If you feel different, you drive different, and driving high is illegal. Be smart with marijuana use. Get the facts at drivinghighaz.com and spread the word with #HighDUI. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com.
Life is challenging and ever-changing. Take control with passive income through real estate investing. Learn how. Learn now. Let Del Walmsley and Lifestyles Unlimited's investors and mentors show you. Meet Del's team live in Phoenix 2 days only at the Embassy Suites Phoenix Biltmore. Saturday and Sunday, April 27th and 28th. Register now at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. That's GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Enter promo code 2024 for a special discount offer. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Code 2024.
KQSN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CDB at 99.3 FM, K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
People settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live on the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And did not expect it. Did not expect what happened to happen. We thought for sure we were going to be in the play-in. We thought for sure. That's it.
I told you that it.
Oh, you didn't tell me crap.
I did. I should have taken the bet that you proposed,
but I don't remember any of that.
I distinctly said that it's possible for them to get the 6 seed.
Possible, sure, but no way. There was no way.
Yes, there was. There was literally one way. I told you the way.
But you didn't think it was going to happen either.
Yes, I did.
No, you did.
Yes, I did. I absolutely
you're
did.
Pandering.
Oh my God, no! All season long, I told you this was. This was the probable.
I don't care about all season long.
What?
I'm talking about the other day.
Well, if I believed it all season long, that includes the other day.
Well, I'm only counting the other day.
Well, I'm counting the other day too. It all counts.
You were only right last week. That's it. That's all I'm going to accept.
Okay.
So, listen, even as much as you're going to stand there and say, well, I do it all along, I didn't think so. I'm just shocked and pleasantly surprised. Nobody else thought so. I don't know what's going to happen next. But boy, isn't this is great on so many levels. One, okay, so Keon, you get to be right all season long about the Suns. I get to be right last week when I told Donnie, you better knock off the trolling.
Just the karma. Two games with the Timberwolves in 9 days, and they lost them both.
Yep, and have also lost every game with the Suns this season. So, okay, I get that one. That warning. Sorry, Donnie. Oh, Donnie says, to all the fish tanks in the valley, I probably wouldn't be too high off beating the Timberwolves 3 times this year. Really? What? That doesn't make any sense.
He's been absolutely hyping up his team, as he should, by the way. They played well this year. But the idea that you wouldn't be high on this when you've beaten them every time you've played them this year, and then you have your first playoff series. Let's check the notes here. Oh, that's right. It's them again. Like, that's absolutely a good result.
So we should be too high off of them because they're not that good? Is that what you're saying, Donnie?
You're walking a line here between saying your team either sucks or the Suns are good, and he can't admit either one. So he's just kind of
listen, look at the
here.
Timberwolves are good except for against the Suns up till now. Now the playoffs are a different animal.
Yeah,
and we get 5 games with them on the first series, right? Or is it 7?
It's best of 7.
Oh, really? On the first one?
In the NBA, it's best of 7.
What am I always thinking of? The best of 5?
Baseball.
No, that's what it is. That's what it is.
That first round's a best of 5.
I always think that.
And the NBA used to have a best of 5 first round. They did change that.
Donnie says, a week ago, Suns fans declared them dead. Well, they didn't look great. They didn't look great for a while, and then all of a sudden, they end the season on a 10-4 run. Hey, listen, credit to Keon for seeing it. He could see through the BS. I'm just a regular fan. Keon knows things. So that's the difference right there. Donnie, you clearly know nothing.
Oh, damn.
Nothing.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going that far.
You're not listening to the guy who knows about basketball. You're not listening to the guy who knows about karma. You probably need to look at your life, Donnie. You need to take a long look at your life, because what good has happened to your Minnesota sports since you came on here on this text line and on Twitter, harassing everybody and trolling and talking all your crap?
Well, they got rid of Kirk Cousins.
He wasn't happy about that.
Oh, I thought he was. I'm sorry.
Well, no, because Sam Darnold is the starting quarterback as of this exact moment.
You go with Kirk Cousins as Sam Darnold. That's like saying, "Hey, I got a Honda Accord." Wait, what? I got a Kia. Great. What happened? How did that change?
He went backwards somehow.
Donnie says, "I will be there to witness the Wolves lay a beat down in Game 3."
Oh boy.
If it gets to Game 3, just want to aggravate him. I just want to aggravate.
Kind of gonna get there.
I know the math. I just messing with him.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, so that's great. That's great. But I really wanted to start the show talking about the other thing that happened over the weekend. Hey, remember when we used to have a hockey team? Well, that's over. And there's more things that are annoying about this, and I don't know if you picked up on some of it.
Okay.
So, the Coyotes they're gone. Now the Coyotes aren't leaving. The name is staying, and Morello is staying. Just the rest of it's going. All the players, the staff.
How is Arthur Morello staying?
So let me explain
how
this works.
All right.
So I guess this rich guy in Utah is like, I really want to buy a hockey team here. They're not doing an expansion team, so I'll take that one. That one right there is having a hard time, doing good business. And so there is the deal where the guy in Salt Lake is going to buy the team for like a $1.2 billion. And Morello's getting $1 billion. Plus, he's getting for 5 years the rights to start the team up again if there's an expansion. And he keeps the name Coyotes. So Salt Lake can't be the Coyotes. Okay. He keeps the Kachina sweaters. He keeps the entirety of everything. And I saw a post, and I'm really hoping it's not true. He also owns, I didn't know this, he owns the Roadrunners. And now the Roadrunners will be the minor league team of whatever happens in Salt Lake. So they may not even stay here. They may not even be the Roadrunners. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know what the plans are at this moment. So then let's say between now and year 5, the NHL's like, okay, we're ready to do an expansion. All right, Phoenix, you got it. Morello, you got it. Here we go. We're stuck with the same dope. We're stuck with the same bonehead who couldn't get anything done. And now he just, hey, starting over. Does this make sense? I think the NHL is going to be like, let's go ahead and do the expansion 6 years from now.
You just wait one more year.
Because the NHL still wants a team in Phoenix. Phoenix is still to them
just too much money here.
A good place to be. They do. They want to have a team. Evidently, they just don't want Morello to be a part of it. So pay the guy off. Here's $1 billion. Go away. Shut up. Yeah. You keep the name of the team. Oh, yeah. You keep the everything. But now the NHL is done with them. And now Phoenix is sitting here without a team for a while. And now the Mormons, they got a team.
One thing I couldn't find anywhere is if there is an expansion team here, does he just have automatic rights to an expansion team?
I think he has to pay for it.
Okay.
He's not going to get it for free. No.
Okay. Yeah.
Because then he'll have to take that $1 billion and whatever the fees are. There you go.
Because if somebody gets a team and decides to call it something other than the Coyotes, like what can he do?
He owns the name. That nobody can be the Coyotes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if they want to be in Phoenix, but they just don't want to be the Coyotes? What if they're just like, hey, new team name?
Well, he also has the first right of refusal for Phoenix.
Okay,
as an expansion.
Gotcha.
So he's going to get paid by this Smith fella, 1.2 or maybe 1.3 billion dollars. And what happens then is Morello says, "Hey, I paid 450 million for this team. Now I've just, more than doubled my money. I got $1 billion. Yay!" Oh, and here's a tip for the NHL. They get 200 to 300 million of that money, so off the top. So that means the sale will be between 1.2 and 1.3 billion dollars. Do you think the Coyotes are currently worth that? No, they're not. But it's worth it to this guy Smith to get the Mormons a hockey team in a teeny little market.
It is an NHL franchise. They do have television rights money. They are a part of the National Hockey League, and there will be all sorts of different teams that'll be coming through Utah, which will generate all sorts of income for this team. So it's sort of a win-win for this guy Smith. And if Smith takes Bill Armstrong and he takes the team and he allows Bill Armstrong to continue to build this team the way he has been, I mean, he could have a winner on his hands in the next couple of seasons.
Sure. Good for the Mormons. Not great for us. But
but Mr. Morello made $1 billion. So
I think Morello might still work towards that. He's still looking to win that 95 acres of land. And I'm sure his thought process is to create a situation that's attractive to the NHL to start it back up again. But do we want that guy in charge of anything?
I mean, I wouldn't. That's just me. I would feel better about a whole new ownership group, new expansion team. There are a lot of benefits to being an expansion team, as we saw Las Vegas. They picked up some wonderful players and won a Stanley Cup like right away. So
I wonder how much Alex Morello could sell the rights for.
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
Might be another business decision on his part. I mean,
how much would the rights be worth? How much would you pay for that?
Well,
250 million, 300 million for the rights?
I would say more than that. I'd say.
Well, no, you're not paying for the team. You're just paying for him to say.
That.
Now it's Jeffrey O'Brien has the rights to the
Arizona
Coyotes.
Probably $500 million.
That's craziness. No, it couldn't be that much.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a couple $100 million most. The relocation fee was 200 to 300 million. I think that would be fair for the rights to start it up yourself, because you still got to pay $1 billion to get the thing started.
Well, remember, you're not having to pay $1 billion. It's a startup team. If you're awarded a franchise, it's like $300 or $400 million.
All right, that's it, Morello. Don't call me because I don't want to do business with you.
I would say that Mr. Morello would probably he'd probably sell his rights for $500 million.
Well, I don't know what's really in Morello's mind, except for, holy crap, I got $1 billion back. Oh my God. This is, whew, that was lucky. That's what he's got to be the happiest man on the planet right now.
Well, I mean, clearly he's very satisfied. He has the rights to an NHL team for the next 5 years.
We need a hockey team here. We got to have a talk.
Why do we need a hockey team here?
For one thing,
when was the last time the NHL All-Star game was here?
That's not okay. Let's go past what the NHL decides to do. Let's talk about what the fans did. The fans were there for the Coyotes. There's nothing the fans did wrong to lose the team. It was always about bad ownership. It was about bad interactions between the team and the communities and this and that, not the people, not the fans. And one of the things that you would not have if we did not have the Coyotes for the time that we did, you know what you wouldn't have? Austin Matthews. He would not exist. I mean, he'd exist. He just wouldn't be the great hockey player he is. And he never played for the Coyotes. I don't know. But it was the Coyotes being here in Arizona where he grew up, where he was like, yeah, I want to be a Coyote. And he got all into hockey because of the Coyotes. And now look at him. I'm just saying, if not for the existence of the Coyotes, you wouldn't have the great Austin Matthews who's about to just do amazing things. And, you know, I mean, you don't know if there's another one coming down the pipe, but I think there's enough people here who love hockey. And yes, the other teams that come in, because everybody who lives here is from someplace else. Having a hockey team here makes sense. The NHL gets it. It's a shame Morello was a horrible businessman and couldn't figure his bleep out.
You say horrible, but I say pretty shrewd. The guy got,
well, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did do that.
Pretty good return on his investment.
Yeah, well, he could have gotten even more money over time had he not been a bonehead. I don't know. Maybe this was part of the thought process since 2019 when he bought the team.
I think for Mr. Morello, I think the Coyotes were not the main thing. The main thing was, how can I make money off of this? Well, and that's it.
Yeah.
Real estate, commercial businesses, you know, having all that income that's coming from those, you know, like the Westgate property. I mean, that's what everybody is doing now. All the baseball teams are doing it. All the football teams are doing. Why do you think all these teams want brand new stadiums? Because they want these, these attached money-making streams for their team.
But I hope they don't give it to him. Ralph from Harmon Solar says, "What a smart businessman! He gets $1 billion, and now he gets to start over, bring a new franchise to Arizona in state-of-art arena district. Smart move." No, you're wrong. He's not getting $1 billion. He's getting $600 million. Yes, that's great. But here's the thing: now he's sitting there with $1 billion. And there's no guarantee that the NHL in the next 5 years is going to do an expansion. They may wait. And the other thing is that they have long memories. They know he screwed things up for the last 5 years here. Maybe they're like, okay, let's just get him out of the way and then we'll start fresh. So he might not even get to be involved with the new whatever the NHL brings. So I don't know if this is cut and dry on that. And if you look at that, he's made $600 million off of this. But how much more could he have made had he just hung in there and done it right?
It stands to reason that when he bought the team in 2019, he thought he was going to make a little bit more than $600 million over time. That's not like, you don't buy a team to try and get a return of $600 million, even if he got all $1 billion. That's not the return you're looking for. You're looking for more than that over time. And I don't think he quite got that.
I don't think he was looking for a short sale, Ralph. I don't think this was just a flip the house kind of thing.
If that's what he was trying to do, well, I guess congratulations, good for him. But if that wasn't the case and he was actually attempting to own the team, I don't know that that's a win.
So, I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it. And I don't care how Alex Morello looks at it. It's just now here we are screwed over by yet another Arizona Coyotes owner. So, yeah, actually, this is
potentially the worst one.
This might be the best thing to happen. I hope we wait 6 years to get it back. Because
just so he doesn't have anything good happen to him as a result.
How about I hope we wait 5 years and 1 day to get it back. Ralph has crabs. says, I'm so sorry you people in Arizona are losing your hockey team. You don't deserve that, and your owner can go pound sand. Of course, Ralph, who has crabs, is wrong about Alex Morello being a good owner. He was not a good owner. He only saw the Coyotes as a payday. He knew nothing about hockey. Well, he did get a guy, like Randy says, to come in and be the GM. He at least did that, but that doesn't do you any good if, I don't know, there's no arena. Small detail, I guess. Beer Bob says, so devastated about the news that the Coyotes are being sold. This really stinks. Might be the minority group for this thought, but I'd rather lose the Suns than the Coyotes.
Wow.
Yeah, you are the minority group on that for sure. He says, I'm a bigger hockey fan than basketball fan because they had all four sports. It's actually one of the reasons why we chose to move down here almost 8 years ago. I really do hope we get a team back in the next 5 years, but I don't trust this ownership group a bit. That's why I hope 5 years and even say 30 minutes. Just sign it up 30 minutes after that expires. Bastards.
Wow.
Let's see. I got a lot of basketball posts here. Charlie Boy says, hi, guys. Let's hope Alex Morello wins the land auction because if not, I don't see the Coyotes playing in Arizona ever again.
Well, he just wouldn't be the owner if they decided to have an expansion team and decided to place it in Phoenix. If
they'd
he's
have
not
to wait
here,
5 years, but yeah.
If they waited 5 years, then that doesn't mean that they'll never play here again. It just means he won't be the owner.
Yeah,
which is the best result, by the way.
Yeah, it's going to be a minute, Charlie Boy, and I think that the NHL sort of has that in the back of their mind by design. They were really not close to expanding yet, anyway. I hadn't heard any kind of rumblings. The NHL was like, hey, we'd love to expand, but they weren't really serious about to expand. So they have a timeline in their head, and I bet that timeline is 5 years and 10 minutes. That's what I hope. Mr. Wilbur says, Randy, so what you're saying is that it's highly unlikely there will be $1 beer night at the hockey games in Salt Lake City.
I have a hunch.
Yeah. You're like his $1 Pepsi night.
Yeah, there you go.
And even then,
Average Joe says, guys, I have to get something off my chest.
Uh-oh.
It's my fault the Coyotes are leaving Arizona.
What?
You son of a bitch. He says, I grew up in Connecticut and the Whalers spent 28 years there. I moved to Arizona to see the Coyotes become a team, and now, 28 years later, they're leaving as well. You can all hate me. Sorry. Should we hate Average Joe? I'm going to stick with hating Alex Morello.
Yeah, I don't think it's Average Joe's fault at all. I can't see that happening.
I want to blame Average Joe. I want to blame him.
Why?
Average Joe.
Because it'd be fun. I don't know.
It's just me.
I can text him. I can't text Alex Morello.
But it's average. It's just Average Joe. I mean,
it's just Average Joe. But Average Joe, have you ever considered going to New York to root for the Rangers? No reason. I just think
no particular reason.
No.
Maybe you might use your power for good.
Well, it takes 28 years though.
And
they suck during that time.
How
about you move to Salt Lake City?
You know what? Better
do that.
And I'm petty. I can wait 28 years. That's not a problem.
I don't know if I can. I'm getting old.
Man, oh man.
Big George says no, the hell no. Alex Morello can go screw himself after what he did to the Coyotes fans. Ask any Coyotes fan. They don't want anything to do with him. He can take his money to Reno and LA and leave. All right, that sounds fair. That's fine.
Take his money to Reno and LA.
Ralph from Harmon Solar says it's a real estate play. Okay, well,
I think he's still buying the land and everything too that he was going to buy for the Coyotes. So he's going to do something.
But it's also a hope play because he could buy the land, build the entertainment district, like Ralph is saying, put an arena in there, and say, come bring your team over here. And then the NHL waits 5 years and 8 seconds, and he doesn't get it. But then, well, look, there's an arena. I guess we can do a lease deal with you, Alex. See what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's a way to get away with this. There's a way to get away from him, and I think they should do everything they can to get away from him. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll keep going on the text line, and of course, we're going to talk about the Suns here pretty soon. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Major League Baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks home tonight in Phoenix as they take on the Chicago Cubs. The Diamondbacks starting Merrill Kelly. Arizona minus a run and a half plus 132 on the run line. The Cubs getting a run and a half minus 160. Chicago plus 130 on the money line, while the Diamondbacks are minus 154 with an over-under run total sitting at 9. NBA, the Phoenix Suns taking on Minnesota, game 1 of their playoff series on Saturday. The Suns a 2-point road underdog plus 106 on the money line. The Timberwolves, the minus 124 with an over-under of 214.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harman Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmansolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmansolar.com.
O'Reilly.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Stay Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Ralph says, I didn't say he was a good owner, just a smart businessman. Come poll for the LA Kings, Coyote fans. Oh, hell no. How about, you know what, Randy? I think we should be Sharks fans. Let's go become San Jose Shark fans.
Shark fans.
Yeah. How about that, Ralph? We just became San Jose Sharks fans.
You know, if we really want to piss Ralph off, we could be Anaheim Mighty Duck fans.
We're Mighty Duck fans now. Well, I don't know. I mean, whoever is better and whoever is more annoying to the Kings. No, thank you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, anyway, let's go take these texts as they come. Ralph has crabs. Says, where's that Don Julio guy today? Who's a big Minnesota Timberwolves fan? Don Julio. It's Donnie. It's just Donnie.
Don Julio.
And we heard from him earlier. You must be late. Big George says he's sad and depressed by the whole Coyotes thing.
Hey, Big George, here's something that'll make you happy. Diamondbacks are 500.
Yeah, I know. How about that? That we're going to talk about that a little bit later on because I've got questions, but it was nice to see that. And it answered a question that we had. And that is, well, okay, you got the Diamondbacks, you got the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, you said last week, this will kind of start to show you what's going on. And I'm happy now. So we'll just we'll see what happens next.
We took the series against the Cardinals. Yeah. Cubbies open tonight against the hometown favored Diamondbacks, by the way.
Ralph just flipped us the bird and then some square gritty looking thing. It's like, so you just flipped me the bird and gave me a calendar? What is that? Sometimes the text line doesn't translate right. Noah says, hi guys, I'm thinking this Alex Morello guy is not even going to win the land auction in June. Why would he bid for the land when he got his money? There's no guarantee he'll ever get a team. There's so many benchmarks he has to meet in that contract with the NHL that it probably won't happen. Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's a good chance you are correct. He's just saying stuff now. He just lip service and then watch that just kind of goes quiet, goes away. He goes away and we got to wait 5 years to get a damn team. Walter Mellon says, some official in Glendale right now. Oh, I'm sure they're laughing their asses off. Don't you think?
Hell yes, they are.
And they're probably like going, dodged that bullet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, Walter Mellon says, now all the bill collectors are going to start calling him now. Good point. He does owe a giant tax bill, doesn't he? He still has to pay that.
Uh-oh.
How much was it? We'll find out. It's like $93. You're like, what the hell, Morello? Why didn't you just pay it?
Yeah.
Heavy Metal Maniac says Gary Bateman lied to Arizona fans by saying he was going to stick with them in Arizona. Now he's letting them leave. So I blame the commissioner as well, not just the owner who's a jack donkey. I like that.
Jack donkey.
I like that term. Bruno Baller says the Winnipeg Jets moved to Phoenix, but eventually they got their franchise back. Do you guys know if it's expansion or relocation? Well, they're calling this a sale, so it's relocation. And anything else that comes here is going to have to be expansion. What's up?
1.3 million in unpaid city and state taxes.
Out of the 1.3 billion, I think he's good. I think he can pay that off pretty quick. And if he'd only done that before, we'd still have a team.
Yep.
That is ridiculous. They didn't pay that.
So the money is
and that right there is why the NHL should never give him a team again.
Now the money is owed by Ice Arizona Hockey LLC, which is the company. So like it's not his actual name attached to it, of course, because all the business guys do this to kind of evade taxes.
Oh, yeah, I would evade too.
Yeah, form an LLC and then do everything with that, and then it owes money, but you don't.
Yeah, if I were doing that kind of business, my name would be nowhere.
In fact, you don't have to be rich to do it. Just
I'd have a shell company on top of a shell company on top of a shell company on top of a shell company. And then it'd be a shell game to figure out which shell company was doing what with my other shell company.
You're gonna have a Russian doll of companies.
I'd have so many shell companies. And then just to be funny, I'd name it Shell, but spelled slightly different.
SCHELL.
Shell. You do what you got to do. Protect that money. The Berg says, if there's a sport not to have of the core four, it's 100% the NBA. Berg, what are you talking about? I mean, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. By the way, hey, Donnie, what's up with Justin Jefferson not reporting? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It's your karma, Donnie.
You better pay that man, because that could be.
It's your karma, Donnie. Everything you love, you're going to lose. Sports-wise, I don't know about your actual life. Moist One says the Kraken were born to be Randy's team. I don't think Randy's ever going to forgive them, and especially a Seattle team.
Listen, now that I can no longer root for my hometown Arizona Coyotes, it's not going to be the damn Kraken. I'll tell you that much.
Chief Skull says, I always said hockey in the desert doesn't work. And with that being said, I'd rather see ASU hockey than Coyotes and the owner management issues they constantly have. Well, okay, hockey in the desert can work. Just get the right people involved. And this is a problem with the NHL. That's where this problem is. The problem is with the commissioner and the NHL not holding Morello to a higher standard and saying, hey, you better take care of this stuff, because you know what Morello should be getting right now? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing.
In any reasonable world, he wouldn't get anything. Also, there's like a bunch of hockey teams in Florida, man. Like that, it makes more sense here than it does in Florida.
Yeah, it can work here.
So that's not the problem. Isn't that it's in the desert? The problem is Alex Morello at no point intended to run this team in any way that wouldn't make him a boatload of cash. And that meant if he screwed over the fans to do it, he was going to do that too.
Last Toby says, I welcome you to the Sharks fandom. Y'all fit right in. Arizona sports is used to disappointment, so you can get disappointed there now.
No, if we're picking, if Jeffrey and Keon and I, well, Keon already has one, but Jeffrey and I have to pick a new hockey team, we're going to jump on the bandwagon of a winning team, by golly. Right?
Well, then who are we going to pick?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
We'll have to talk about it.
I only really cared about the Coyotes.
After the show, man.
Okay, we'll just figure it out. Let me know. Let me know what I'm doing.
Okay.
The Whopper says, buy 7 children's tickets, get the 8th free.
Thanks.
He says, basketball hasn't been good since the 90s. The NHL is still great. He agrees with Berg. He's a bigger hockey fan than basketball fan. I'd say you're probably in the minority on that.
Yeah.
Nothing against hockey. I'm just saying.
Like if you don't like what the NBA is right now, that's fine. But to say that it hasn't been good since the 90s is wild.
Well, I mean, if you do a comparison of fans in Arizona, if we did some sort of unbiased comparison of fans in Arizona, and you did a Coyotes versus Suns, guarantee you the Suns would
be a landslide.
I mean, there would be no question.
Yeah.
Tiger this
Paws.
has been a Suns town for how many years?
Since I've been around. Tiger Paws says, how can he be guaranteed a franchise again? I know it was required because that was the only way he'd agree to solve the team. Well, here's the thing. It's just the NHL trying to get him out of here. They're giving him a crap ton of money and they're giving him the 5 years of whatever. And it's all BS because they're just trying to get him to agree so that he can't sue and everybody can move on. So you're right, Tiger Paws. They're never, ever going to let him have that franchise again. But somebody will come here and do it. It'll happen. And he says, it's like the only way you agree to sell the team when you're to the point where the hotel's requiring a cashier's check for your players to check in. Yeah. What the hell indeed? What the hell indeed?
Wow. That's
Radio Ron says, with sports betting, the NBA has become wildly popular as well as the WNBA. You'll see in an hour, they'll probably have the highest rating ever for the WNBA draft. So like 12 people?
Well, that's not who watched the national championship. So my guess
by
is,
the way, beats the previous WNBA draft by 11 people. Just messing with you, Keon.
Okay.
Keon does not find you.
Yeah,
funny.
it's just everything was amusing until that moment.
Interesting.
Well, I guess you know what? We'll find out. We'll compare the ratings. Maybe you're right, Radio Ron. Maybe he is. The Caitlin Clark is coming out, and you're going to have female sports will get a boost from gambling.
I mean,
I didn't know it was illegal to bet on women's sports just because they're so moody.
I don't even know what to say to you right now. Yeah, no, it's all part
God,
of
I
the
hope
effect.
my wife's not worth listening.
People like to bet on basketball in particular. I think it's a sport that does lend itself to being bet on very easily. So, where can you take advantage of the lines moving the most? The sport where like less people are watching, to be honest. And so like there are going to be more people watching the WNBA now because of all the gambling involved.
Brunswick guy says, does Radio Ron think you guys should talk more WNBA? Yeah, I doubt it. I don't think so. No, probably not.
I don't think that's the point he was attempting to make there at all.
Saying that he wants to stock more gambling. Berg says, fact, the Suns would win that poll. However, the Coyotes had not title since 1996, while the Suns have no title since the 60s. Advantage Coyotes in hockey. That math just doesn't.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at titles,
that doesn't matter.
You haven't made a great point at all.
You're
Berg,
working a double negative over here.
Are you on like a new medication, Berg? Because
it sounds like you made a good point, but if you think about it at all, that just hurts more for both teams, really.
Oily Stool says, I hear Caitlin Clark won't be at the draft today because, I'm not even going to read that.
No,
come on, Oily Stool. You can do better than that.
Come on.
You can do better than that. Fifth letter says, on the count of three, I want all three of you to say, we'll never say that.
What did he, if you ask us to count to three, then we have to read it first before you say it. Therefore, the thing you're asking to be read won't be said.
Yeah, I'm not going to thank. LeBron's team. Never. Well, I understand what you're saying.
I'm going to thank the Pelicans for losing.
Thank you, Pelicans. Good job.
The Pelicans did the Suns a solid.
Nice try. Wilbur says, let's not forget that if the Coyotes owner wants to buy a brand new franchise 3 to 4 years from now, what will the price be the NHL will charge him? He says probably somewhere near 100 to 200 million at minimum. No, I think it'll be more than that. I think it'll be a good deal more than that to buy in again, because regular folks got to pay a whole lot more to buy in, right?
Quarter to half a billion easy.
Bear Claw says, any truth to the rumor the LIV golfers went to the nearest Bolero to hear their music during Masters to get their mojo back? I don't know. We are going to talk about the Masters here in a minute. Ringless Joe says, KD's going to run right through the Wolves and the Nuggets. Ooh, slow your roll.
I'm not willing to proclaim that at all. These are two good matchups for the Suns in terms of teams they've been successful against, but still got to play the games, man.
When do the real playoffs start? Not this play-in garbage. When's the real playoffs start?
I think
what day?
The play-ins are real playoffs.
I know, not when the Suns aren't in it.
I don't count the play-ins as the playoffs. To be honest with you,
it's really not.
The play when we've got 1 through 8, in my opinion, then the playoffs start. But regardless, I believe that it wraps up the 19th, so the playoffs start the 20th.
All right, so 5 or 6 days off. Oh, that's not a problem. Well, that's not a problem
for this team. No, I don't think it will be.
A little more rest.
I think
they only got one guy hurt right now. So
yeah, the more rest for them, the better, just because of the age of the team, if nothing else. I
just hope the rust doesn't get on Beal quick.
Yeah. So the 20th is the day the playoffs start. So we'll find out who the Knicks and Nuggets are playing respectively. Then we've got Cavs, Magic, and then Suns, Timberwolves.
Pinocchio says, can't wait to see the Lakers bounce from the playoffs. Suck it, Ralph.
If they make it.
I'm looking forward to that. Bruno Baller says, the Avalanche recently won a cup. Maybe we can jump on their bandwagon.
Avalanche.
Sounds a bit French. I don't know.
Avalanche.
Even though Avalanche is French for, oh my God! And that,
I thought it was French for mountain falling.
I think I got the right translation.
Same thing. Could be. Yeah, I think you're right, though.
Donnie is the whole Justin Jefferson thing. He didn't show up last year for voluntary workouts. I'm not worried. No, okay. Go with that. Right. Go with that, Donnie.
Look, it might be nothing. I'm just saying the way karma's been treating you, it might be something. That's all I'm saying.
Ralph Has Crabs says, I agree with you that the Suns are going to play well against the Timberwolves, and I predict they win that series in 5 games. It won't even be close. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, Timberwolves are a great team. They really are. I'm not going to take that away from anybody. But the Suns seem to have had their number in the regular season. But this is different. This is the playoffs. These matter. The Timberwolves didn't need that game, even though they did play it like they wanted it. But they didn't need it. They need every playoff game. They're going to be playing every playoff game against the Suns with a different kind of intensity. Playoffs are always different both ways. A team that you're worried about does better, and a team that's really good can slide the other way. You don't know what you're going to get. So all we can do is hope for the best and keep rooting on our team. That's it. I've got no other analysis on this, unless Keon wants to tell us that the matchup is so good for the Suns that don't worry about it.
I mean, it's a really good matchup, but I'm not going to say don't worry about it. Like, this is a team you fall asleep against them or you don't bring your A game, they're beating you. Like, that's like, this isn't we've got a great matchup, so it's time for everybody to sleepwalk through this particular matchup. That's not what we've got going on here. Anthony Edwards, I think, has shown that he can be really great, but I am leaning towards the Suns because he's struggled against them, and Karl Anthony Towns is coming back from injury, and clearly integrating him into the lineup is a little tougher than I think the Timberwolves realized it was going to be. And then Gobert's the other threat, and the Suns seem perfectly comfortable with letting Gobert score whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to beat you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm excited, but I'm not going to get too excited. I'm going to keep my head on that.
Yeah, level-headed.
See how that works, Donnie? See how that works? Got our team to the World Series, didn't it? Shut up. All right, going to take a break. We'll come back, and let's talk about them Suns. Let's talk about them Suns a little bit more. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
What companies would you want to work for? Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks which companies are a force for good. Companies like Bank of America, which just earned the prestigious Just Capital 2024 seal. Bank of America is ranked #1 in the banking industry and #1 for their ongoing commitment to workers, offering best-in-class benefits, including a minimum wage of $25 an hour by 2025. Visit justcapital.com to learn how a just business is a better business.
Furnished by Just Capital.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, well, we filled our quota for jerk face guys because Phoenix Suns guard Grayson Allen has been extended. He's got a 4-year, $70 million contract. So I guess we're stuck with that guy.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the move.
Here are the stats: 13.5 points, 3.9 rebounds, 3 assists, 49.9% from the field, 46.1 from three. How many balls has he kicked since he's been here?
He hasn't kicked any balls.
He hasn't. He used to kick balls all the time.
But he's a hustler. He's a great defensive player. I mean, I don't know about great, but he's a solid defensive player.
Couldn't stand him at Duke.
He plays in the system.
I couldn't either.
Yeah, I mean, he's quintessential Duke villain, but he plays.
Did he grow up? Or you think?
He
I think so.
Maybe
not here, but I think he has since he's been in the NBA.
Okay, yeah, I thought you were asking what Randy was answering there, which is has he grown up since he's, since he's been in the league, and yeah, slowly over time, and this year incident free, nothing's happened.
I don't trust that Harry. What's the guy? The editor from Spider-Man.
Oh, J. Jonah Jameson.
I don't trust that J. Jonah Jameson looking because of the hair. Just what is he? He's 22 and he's got like super duper gray temples. Or what? What is going on there?
I don't know. I don't know either. It's been like that for a long time too.
Yeah. How about that?
He's like, oh, I gotta hurry this up. I gotta go pick up the kids from practice. That's what the hell happened to his hair before? I mean, like before he had dad bod, he had dad head. Anyway, so yeah, I guess it's great.
That's a person, because this was the last year of his deal. I don't think that you wanted to let him get to free agency and then you have to compete with a bunch of other teams to throw money at him. Go ahead and pay him. Make sure you've got a guy who can handle the basketball, because I think this roster needs a bunch of players who can do that. And then he's a lights out shooter, and he's open a lot, and he knocks those down.
Look at that face, though. That looks like the face of every time you're like in Law and Order or FBI. They're like, they go talk to a guy, and then they realize, and he's like, oh, we cleared that suspect. And then you go later on, they're like, holy crap, it was that guy. Yeah, that's the guy. That's what he looks like. He looks like that guy in the show that they're going to come back and have to arrest later. You don't see that?
Nah.
Maybe. I don't know.
You don't watch enough of those shows, then. I'm just showing you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think everybody listening knows the hell I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
I feel like there's gonna be a thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe, but I think it's worth the risk. It's worth the risk. The guy can play, and you need that skill set with these stars.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Grayson Allen shrinks in crunch time. Well, he's not that tall to begin with.
It's okay. He's not the best player on the team.
He says, no, the other dude is like George Costanza after a cold shower.
It's like in crunch time, are we looking, unless he's open, are we looking for Grayson Allen to have the ball, or is it the guys that you're paying the majority of your cap to? I'm pretty sure you're looking for Durant and Booker and Beal.
Agreed.
So it doesn't matter if he shrinks in crunch time. That's a nothing observation as far as I'm concerned.
So good news for Ralph, because Ralph Has Crab says, if you'll allow it, I am fine with changing my texture nickname. No longer Ralph Has Crabs. I want to be Ralph Masturbates. Well, it's 3 words: Ralph, Master, and then Bates. Will that be approved by Radio Ron? Probably no.
I have doubts.
No. Yeah. Probably not Ralph Has Crabs. Try again. I mean, to be fair, his wife is out of town. So Teriyaki says the scenario for the Suns couldn't be better. Of the 5 teams above them, they match up best against the T-Wolves at both ends of the court. And yes, thank you, Pelicans. Damn right. Thank you, Pelicans. Not thanking anybody else. Donnie says, lunch bet, Keon. Yeah, but then you'd have to go to lunch with them. Either way, it's a lose-lose. That's just about like, we'll get you a gift card. You know?
Oh, man.
Well, what do you just say? What do you say?
I like the gift card idea. Listen, Donnie,
I like that gift card idea.
I'm not trying to just have lunch with a guy whose main objective is going to be to troll me the entire time we're eating.
And any information you give him, he will later use against you, like what he did to Fish Tank.
So
you're gonna do him dirty, aren't you?
What if I just cash app you the lunch?
Yeah, a little Venmo action. Donnie, you gotta
or get you a beer at the next remote or something.
You gotta work on trolling dumber shows. I think that's what you need to do to get your full satisfaction. There's a show down the dial that likes Toyotas. They'd be easy, except for
that likes Toyotas,
but they don't interact with their listeners. So I don't know. You're gonna have to find somebody else to mess with. Let's see. Ringless Joe says predicting a Nuggets first round exit. Wow.
No kidding.
You don't even know who they're playing yet.
You don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
They're the second best team in the Western Conference, and you don't know who they're playing.
See, the thing is, it's a crazy prediction, but amazing if it's true. He'll be able to say, see, I said this.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go ahead and high five you or something if you get it. I don't know. I just don't see how you can know that yet.
That's like predicting Donald Trump and Joe Biden will attack each other and die simultaneously at the next debate, making Kamala Harris and whoever Trump digs up to fight to the death. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but that's like predicting that, what you're saying. Some crazy crap right there. Fifth letter says, well played, when we decided to, not thank his team, but we thank the Pelicans instead. And he says, bitch ass haters. Oh, we bring the bitch ass back.
I mean, say what you want, but I am a hater. I don't deny this.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, just only of a couple of
very,
teams.
very specific teams.
Donnie's a hater of every team other than his.
Which I don't have the energy for all that.
Yeah,
I
that's too
direct
much time.
my hate at specific teams that need it.
Yeah. I hate the Yankees. I hate you, Arizona. Other than that, I'm just annoyed by other teams. Do I hate anybody else, Randy? Can't think of anybody I actually hate.
No, not really. Mm-mm.
I know these are a bunch of Suns bots, or all of a sudden people are texting in like new texters. If you text in, you're a new texter. We should make you say, I'm a new texter and not a Suns bot. Because I got a Suns bot here. Suns with a favorable first round playoff series to beat Timberwolves in 6. LFG. Another one from all these. None of these are from 602 or 480s. Salute to my guy, Grayson Allen. Nobody on the planet says my guy, Grayson Allen. Nobody's wearing his jerseys.
Unless you went to Duke and played with him.
Unless you are him. You're not buying his jersey.
I'm just saying no one would refer to
just have
Grayson
to go
Allen
get a
as my
Grayson
guy.
Allen jersey.
Except for the guys that played with him.
Wait, one of them says, I am not a bot. All right, I haven't read yours yet. I've seen you've texted before, so I know you're not a bot. He says, are the Suns going to be healthy going in the playoffs? Their big three finally getting some playtime together.
I mean, their big
right now they seem healthy.
Their big three's been playing together for like 3 months.
Yeah,
it's not a finally. Like they've been healthy for like 2.5 months.
You need a texter nickname if you're not a bot. Oh, that's not a bad texter nickname. Not a bot.
That's true.
Just saying. Lost Toby says, how about Ralph Mater debates? Huh?
They're trying to twist it to make it
I don't
work.
think we're going to go away with that one either.
So now you're making a Cars reference too, which is just confusing the whole thing, really.
Chief Skull is watching us on YouTube, says a look on Keon's face over Ralph masturbates. Priceless.
It was funny.
Ralph Harmon Solar says, I do not approve because my wife is back now. No, that's fair.
It's over. It's National Nightmare. It's over.
He says, I hate because now here's what the only thing that's different now is Ralph has to go do that in secrecy. Yeah. Ralph also says, I hate the Lakers matchup next round. Don't say next round. Ralph.
Don't worry about next round.
You got to worry about this round.
Unless you mean by next round is stage 2 of the play-in games.
Yeah.
You might want to worry about that a little because that's what you're concerned with.
So here's what we know. The Lakers are going to play the Kings, and the Warriors are going to play the Pelicans, right? No, that's not how that works.
No.
So 8 plays 7 and 10 plays 9.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the Lakers playing the Pelicans,
and the winner of that game, you're just in. You're 7.
right? And then somebody was suggesting the Lakers should lose on purpose so that if they get in, they don't end up playing, the Nuggets. So if they lose to the Pelicans, but then beat either the Kings or the Warriors, then they play the Thunder.
But you're playing a dangerous game. If you lose on purpose and then screw up and lose to the Kings, who you have not beaten, or the Warriors, who just torched you to death with a bunch of threes, and you lose that, you're just not in the playoffs.
Tell you what, though, the Warriors not likely to do that twice in a row.
Not likely to do it, but that team has Steph Curry. So, like, you want to play that game? I just don't think it's a game you want to play. I think you just win the game. You've got a win and you're in scenario. Just win and get in. Don't screw around with it.
Kiss the Cook thinks a great name for a kickball team would be the Grayson Allens. That's actually not bad.
That's not bad at all. Yeah,
I could see that.
It's a good one.
Quiet Cannon says, suggestion. Ralph has crabs. Now my system froze. So now I have no idea what he was going to say.
Okay.
Damn you, system. Okay. Ralph has crabs. Might change his texter nickname to RHC. I might as well just leave it Ralph has crabs.
Yeah.
No reason to worry about that. Moist One says, I can't read that. I can't read that. He leaves one letter out of Grayson Allen and it completely changes the dude's name. Just take out the R. Thank you. Ralph has crab says, in the alternative, does masturbates Ralph work? Okay, I think he would love that, but no. No, you're just gonna have to let go of that.
Yeah.
So the guy said is not a bot says, can I be a wee little loop? A wee little woo? A wee little woo. What is he making me say?
I will look it up, I guess, but I don't know.
Am I supposed to say that in Scottish? Like, a wee little woo. I just don't know what you're saying there. I feel dumb right now. Help me out. Fifth letter says, I like the OKC matchup better, but who's to say we even win the winner of the Kings Warriors? Kind of want to shock the world and take out Denver in round one, though.
Good luck with that.
Fifth letter.
Other team that has your number. Just, best of luck to you.
All right, guys. 1 hour down and 2 to go. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
What companies would you want to work for? Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks which companies are a force for good. Companies like Bank of America, which just earned the prestigious Just Capital 2024 seal. Bank of America is ranked #1 in the banking industry and #1 for their ongoing commitment to workers, offering best-in-class benefits, including a minimum wage of $25 an hour by 2025. Visit justcapital.com to learn how a just business is a better business.
Furnished by Just Capital.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies, first aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Need a boost in capital or a flexible line of credit for your growing business? Hi, I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital. I can help you get the money you need fast. The process is a breeze with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need, faster and easier than asking your banker. So call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Volunteer now. Help vulnerable and oftentimes overlooked children in Arizona. Court-appointed special advocates, known as CASAs, are assigned to children as advocates during their experience in the foster care system. Volunteer now. You can change the life of a child for the better. Visit azcourts.gov/volunteer to learn about court-appointed special advocates. That's azcourts.gov/volunteer. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30-50-70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit IQannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It's 4 o'clock, I think. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Hartman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So that listener, I said, you got to get a texture nickname, 9337, says, I want to be a wee little woo. That's kind of hard to say. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with it.
Well, you had said last week when we were talking Masters and golf and all that.
Yeah.
Min Woo Lee.
Oh, I like it. I
There
love
was
that
a
guy.
couple of guys with the
Well, that's
name
easy to say.
Woo. So maybe this texter, I don't know. I can't speak for the texter. I'm just presuming that this texter might be saying,
no,
a wee little woo.
No. He actually just texted it. He says, it wasn't dirty. He says, I'm a Wichita State alumni, and the mascot's named Woo Shock. KU had a mini mascot named Baby J, so it was just an inside joke with friends that I could be the junior mascot. And that's the name we picked, a wee little woo. So nothing dirty, besides the fact our mascot's already called the Shockers.
That's true.
Well, why don't you just be
Well,
Woo?
I mean,
Let's not go little. Let's go big. Why don't you be Woo Shock Man? That's pretty good.
I like that.
Woo Shock Man.
Woo Shock Man.
Woo Shock Man. Okay, that's not what I'm doing.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Ringless Joe says LeBron only lost the Nuggets because he was injured. I don't even like LeBron, but it's not a fair judgment of how he'll play against them this year.
Man, Nikola Jokic caused so many problems for Anthony Davis in that series. It wasn't even funny. He had that guy out at the 3-point line where he hates guarding people, deeply uncomfortable, playing actually really good defense, and just had threes being shot into his eye. Like, what are we doing? No, it's not just because of LeBron. Anthony Davis is on this team too. Like, the Laker fans just a week ago were saying this team could be a Western Conference run team. What? And now it's LeBron was a little dinged up. LeBron is 40.
Team?
Yeah, like they could go on a run to the Western Conference Finals.
Oh,
yeah, I don't.
Oh,
it just doesn't make any sense.
I love how us Phoenix Suns fans get called for doing exactly what they are doing right now.
They're the biggest defenders of it.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you dare to do exactly what they do,
dare to be different, Laker fans.
All of a sudden, you're a homer. You're delusional. The most delusional fan base on earth.
We've probably been the most reasonable show on Phoenix radio when it comes to how we feel about our local teams. We're very realistic about it. We have hope, but we talk very realistically about their chances. We've never homered out. I mean,
you were gone, and boy, did I get read the riot act by somebody.
Well, there's also Randy's Cardinals predictions every
Well, no,
week,
this wasn't
but-
the Cardinals thing. And Keon and I were talking about the Suns, I think.
Yeah.
And boy, we were.
Yeah. Hey, they went after
this
Randy.
texter was really offended, calling
Why?
me a homer because I was. And I listen to the station because you are not a homer, and now you're being a homer.
There's a difference between being a fan of the Suns and hopeful for the Suns and being a homer.
Wasn't even that. We were just talking. Suns.
It was a game they had won. They looked good. We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
And it just turned into this entire.
Felt like I fell into a tank of piranha fish.
Let me quote the great philosopher Aristotle when I say, "You can go to hell, hell, hell."
I think he said that. Yeah.
Did he say that? Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was
I must have missed that.
Well, he was cranky. He was a little hangry that day. I mean, they had.
Oh, that's right.
He had just been standing there talking about the, the state of the man's ego and id, and then suddenly it was just like you realize,
go to hell, hell, hell.
I'll go to hell, hell if you think I'm not going to eat some lunch right now. So
there it is.
George is a homer. George is a homer,
Oh.
but then he wants to fire every coach always.
Well, he's a homer, but I don't know what George has got. He has a problem on his hands because
What do you
tonight the Diamondbacks open up against the Cubbies, his beloved Cubbies.
Well, I don't know who has the problem yet.
Which way he's going to swing? Is it going to be Diamondbacks or is he going Chicago Cubs?
I think he's going to go Cubs first. I think so. He's been a Cubs fan longer. He's been a Diamondbacks fan.
Well,
I'm
Merrill
just
Kelly's
guessing.
going to beat the hell out of the Cubs tonight. I'm just going to tell you that much right now.
Well, again, we hope so. Well, you never know. See, that's how it works here. We're not homers. We're fans. We're happy fans. And that tactic sure worked last year, didn't it? It really did. Not so much on the Suns. Anyway,
That tactic.
yeah.
I love how
Right.
you put that as a tactic.
We're gonna try something new. Yeah.
We're going to use that tactic again for the Diamondbacks.
Yep. Can I tell you who the most beloved basketball player in all of the land and possibly
Dick Van Arsdale?
Well, is he still alive? Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
I don't believe he is. Dick Van Arsdale.
No, not Vic Van but
Dick Van Arsdale.
Try Boban Marjanovic.
What?
Boban, the guy who looks like the giant from Big Fish.
Did you just say Boban vagina itch?
Boban, my vagina itch.
What?
I don't think that's what his name is. Also, Dick Van Arsdale is alive.
You know what I love is right there. I just sang vagina, and Raider Ron is walking down the hall past the speaker.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled to hear it.
He's like, "Oh, we gotta cancel this show." Boban
Marjanovic.
Sure. The guy who looks like the giant from Big Fish, the movie. Anyway, so the Houston Rockets, that season is over. It's been over for quite some time, but it's really over.
Like a few days.
So they're
not that bad.
They're playing the Clippers, and of course the Clippers don't care, and so they're like, you go ahead and win, and the Rockets won, and they beat the Clippers 116-105. Could have been 117-105, but a big old Boban gets up to the free throw line. He looks up and he sees a sign and says, "The Clippers will give all fans in the arena a free Chick-fil-A sandwich if a visiting player misses 2 consecutive free throws in the fourth quarter." They're very specific, and Boban, he doesn't know English as great as everybody else, but he does. He can read, and he's like, 1, 2, oh, and he missed it on purpose so that everybody there could get free chicken. Wasn't that nice of him?
Is Boban the cat that sits down in that commercial and says, "Can I get a handful?"
Yes.
Of the fish. That's Boban. Okay.
Yeah. And then of course he has giant hands, so he just takes all the goldfish.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't even his crowd. This was the Clippers crowd.
Yeah, he's a lovable kid.
Wasn't that nice of him?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's like, okay, this game doesn't mean anything to the Clippers, and it doesn't mean anything to the Rockets. And he's just like, you know what? Free chicken sandwiches for everybody.
Yeah.
And I bet he drove through and picked some up himself.
Why not?
Wouldn't you? By the way, it's Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Yeah,
Boban,
they were Chick-fil-A.
Don't go on Sunday. He's going to get very angry.
Yeah.
It's just might tear apart a drive-through.
If a parking lot looks like a giant walked through there and destroyed everything, it's because Boban went on Sunday and didn't know better.
After all I did for you people.
Boban hungry.
Well, that was awfully nice. It was awfully cool of him.
It was awfully nice of him. Yeah.
And they'll probably trade him now. Not because of this. He's going to be a free agent, and I'm sure somebody's going to want him.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
I hope we get him.
Bring him to the Suns.
We need a man like Boban. I'm not going to try to say his last name. Don't care. Hefty Lefty says, don't forget, he was on the Clippers before. Oh, that's right.
Boban's kind of a journeyman. He's been all over the place.
I'm not saying he's great, but
don't we want?
But
Boban
he's a great man
on the Suns.
He's a solid backup.
Don't we?
Solid backup.
Ralph has crabs. Says, if only the Suns had a big playmaking center like Boban. Suns fans like Chick-fil-A chicken too,
See?
Yeah, we can't afford any free throws.
You got to make all those.
Yeah. Against the Spread says, Keon, my son and I listened to your show on Saturday, and it was pretty good. You did a great job giving insight and information about different topics. Ralph's show, on the other hand, was terrible.
Oh, no.
It was a flaming dumpster fire of a radio broadcast. How on earth did Ralph get his own radio show?
Ralph's show was fine. I thought he did a good job, man. What are we doing?
It's a flaming dumpster.
Wow.
Come on. I heard Ralph's show. I was out.
It was a good show.
I had to go to the Sam's Club. I even texted in during the show.
I was going to listen to Ralph's show, but then somebody told me he was on it.
Wow.
So just Cheesehead. Damn. Cheesehead Bill says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Randy, could I get a nice tall glass of Redbreast 27, your Irish whiskey, single rock, please? Wow. That was a very specific whiskey order.
There you go.
Lost Toby says, who wants to plan the parade this year? Oh, you knock it off. You knock it off. There's no parades being planned for anybody.
Who said
Lost
that?
Toby.
All right, I block him.
Yeah, you're blocked, Toby. No, I can't block Toby. I like Toby.
Huh? I mean, anybody comes in here with parade talk, just block their ass.
You do that again, Toby. You do that again. See, we got to be careful. We can't just go running off blocking people. Ralph probably has already blocked people on the text line that I don't even know about yet. He has access in here. He's just like, anybody says, suck it, click. Oh,
That's the thing. Like the people you've explicitly told him not to block.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Okay.
To be honest, I haven't seen some of these people.
I have to assume he hasn't done anything yet because
he knows I don't remember.
If he could block Ralph Has Crabs, he would absolutely do it.
Raven Kid, we haven't heard from Raven Kid in a while.
Oh, I've heard from Raven Kid last Friday.
Random texter, haven't heard from him in a while.
Holy crap, you're right.
This is the thing is Ralph. If you left Ralph to his own devices, the text line would just be empty because you tick him off once and he'd block you.
He'd block his own wife.
To be fair, she lets him have it.
I think she might be first. Yeah,
she's told some stories that he's never wanted anybody to know.
Yeah, I think we've heard too much. Now I feel like I'm going to get called as a witness, if you know what I mean. Pierre says, Jeffrey, Keon and Randy, I was only slightly offended by Keon's disparaging remarks on Friday about my escargot and my poutine. I'm happy to report I had a date with Ariel. Agreed to a second date this weekend. To avoid your insulting remarks, I'm thinking of taking her to a steakhouse. I don't think you can go wrong with a steakhouse.
Yeah, seems like a good way to go. Also,
can't go wrong there.
Just gravy and fries in poutine. Yeah. I'd never disrespect poutine, but escargot.
Yeah, keep that blue cheese off the steak too.
Just what are we doing?
Some people do that. You know that they put like a blue cheese butter sauce
crumbles.
or something. Oh,
it crumbles.
That's gross.
Yeah.
What? Why would you do that?
Oh, yeah. You put the blue cheese crumbles on the steak.
You like that?
Oh yeah, I like the blue cheese.
See, that I'll never understand about human beings. You know, you're going along, you're eating some perfectly good food. You got some rotten ass cheese, accidentally falls on the plate. You eat it, you're like, nah.
Well, you don't put like a block of cheese on it. A few crumbles, just a little bit. It goes a long way.
There was a first human that said, "This went bad. This grape juice went horrible. I'm gonna drink it." Oh my God!
I was probably very thirsty, and I got nothing else. Nothing else.
Some of our best innovations have come from people eating.
I don't know about that. I know who the first a-hole was. It was like, hey, what's this thing here? Crunch. It was a jalapeno. Oh my God! I gotta have another one. I mean, after the first one, you learn your lesson. Don't eat that.
I see.
And everybody's
well, that's the thing is they liked
it. Now we're all eating these Cheetos to make your buttholes catch fire. That's what those Cheetos are, man. Those flaming hot butthole Cheetos. I just ate some Cheetos.
For some reason, I don't. Can you imagine the branding on that?
Just like a literal guy.
New from Frito-Lay.
With his pants on fire like he's a like
you show that. You just show the face. They're going like, ah! I don't know why anybody thought the very first human being was just like, we need more of these. Probably it turned out they're like, this practical joke Mog over there. And crunch, and one of them is just like, he's okay. And I was like, oh, I guess we're eating these now. I guess we're all eating them. Ralph Has Crabs says, I don't think Ralph's blocked anyone yet. I'm still here. I'm able to text. I'd be the first to lose my No, he'd go in and just change your name probably. That's the thing I'm thinking.
Maybe.
Wilbur says, blue cheese gives me really bad gas.
All the more reason for you specifically not to eat it.
Good to know, Wilbur. Good to know. It's strategically advantage for you if somebody else has really bad gas, but for the rest of us, no, we can still see you. Yeah. Lost Toby's. It's like I don't want to play that Marco Polo.
Kind of like wearing a bell.
Yeah, a real stanky bell. we can see you, Wilbur. You don't have to eat the blue cheese anymore.
Oh my God.
Just Okay. Baker's Cocky Hen says, if I wanted to hear Ralph talk about something he doesn't know about, I just listen to the Harmon Solar podcast. Oh, come on now. That's not right. There's one thing. Ralph doesn't know anything about women. Ralph doesn't know anything about a lot of things, but he does know about solar. You got to at least give him credit for that. He's never, you don't notice that. Don't tell him I complimented him. But if you ask him about solar, bam, he has the answer. Mm-hmm. That man knows his stuff. Seriously, I've had all sorts of technical questions across the board. He's like, bam, 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 with the information on solar. I do think he is probably stealing my idea by pretending to hate on my idea of the disco ball solar panel that sits there just kind of in the backyard and catches the sun at every different angle. I do think that he's hated on me for that when he knows that's a brilliant idea. But outside of that, he knows his stuff.
Pretty sure he's not. He's not trying to steal that. Pretty sure.
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay.
All of a sudden, you'll see these TV commercials, Harmon Solar, and then they put one of these in your yard, and you'll never have to pay for electricity again. I'm like, that's my idea.
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure, based upon what Ralph has shared with me about that idea, I don't think he's going to.
You talking about me behind my back, Randy?
No. Oh, no. Not me. Ralph, yes, but not me. No.
Well, that still counts. If you didn't tell me till now.
Ralph, he was walking down the hall the other day, and he was like, can you believe that disco ball idea? And then he just kind of, just giggled and walked out the door.
It's a brilliant idea. I don't care what anybody thinks.
Listen, I think it's a great idea, but Ralph clearly sees no validity in it whatsoever.
Ringless Joe says Kevin Durant is the best player in the Western Conference. He's going to fire it up for the playoffs. Ringless Joe sounds like a bot right now, doesn't he?
See, I think KD is the best player in the Western Hemisphere.
I think we should do this by time zone. He's the best player in the Pacific and also the Central time zone. Mountain, that's Giannis. And for the East Coast,
Mountain is Giannis.
In the Eastern time zone, it's Chris Paul. Don't ask me to explain this. This is just fact.
What Chris Paul's not in the
Paul
East.
in the Eastern?
Look it up.
Chris Paul is a warrior.
Doesn't matter. Nobody said there was rules to this.
Okay. Well,
I am
clearly not.
clarified.
That is a good point. There does not appear to be rules to this. I will
Kevin Durant is the best player in Pacific and Central time.
Yeah, there's no logic
Giannis
to
is
it
the best
either.
in Mountain time, and
Wow.
Chris Paul is the best in Eastern time.
Wow.
I stand by this.
Okay.
Wow.
This is where we find out who is an android and who's not. Because an android hears this is be like
Trying to calculate it. It's not making any sense. Does not compute.
If any smoke starts coming out of somebody's hair, bam, android. Heavy Metal Maniac says, what about a new texter named Master Debater? I think we could do Master Debater. I think we can do that.
Be
one.
done.
I think we have to take Ralph's name off it, but I think we could say
Master Debater.
Master Debater says, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Sounds wrong,
yeah,
but there's nothing wrong with that. Hefty Lefty says, if you like dry aged steak, I like new steak.
Me too.
Can I get some fresh steak, please?
Like it is steak. If it's the only steak around, I might eat it. But
now wait, hear him out. Dry aged steak. Where?
He says, if you like dry aged steak, you'd enjoy a little blue cheese crumbles on it. Well, because it's rotten and that helps just even out the rottenness.
You are not making the strong argument you think you are making, but sure. Yeah, let's.
I went to Firebird Steakhouse in Chandler about a week ago, and they all their steaks are aged 21. And at that point, Leonardo DiCaprio left. They're like, no, 21 days. Oh, he's too late. He's gone. But it's 21 days. They I don't know where they put it. Then they just put it in like a shipping container. I don't know where it sits for 21 days.
Suitcase.
It's just somebody's suitcase.
Yeah.
Can you get the one under the bed? What is today? Tuesday. Oh, it's Tuesday. Yeah, get the one under the bed.
Disgusting. Just imagining a steak in a suitcase. Just
go under my bed.
Yeah.
The blue Samsonite.
Blue.
Open that up.
Blue. That's for Tuesday. Blue. So, Randy, what is the point to aging the steak? That's just to make it more tender?
Well, yes.
But I don't like what it does to the flavor, to be honest. It does affect the flavor when they age it.
Well, I mean, Some people love dry aged steak. Now, I just I like beef. So if it's beef, I'll try it.
I'm like I said, I've told you this before. I was at this dinner party, and they're like, "Wait, what are we having here?" Well, we're having tilapia, and the hostess, she's like, "This was the same fish that they ate in Jesus's day." And I said, "Can we get something newer?" Because I feel like it's been a couple thousand years. I'd like some fresh fish, please.
Good point.
That party was shortened, I think.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, all right, we'll catch up on all your texts when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You're expanding your business and need to add to your fleet. Maybe you need another semi-truck or trailer. Don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used trucks and trailers. Whether you're an owner-operator or a fleet manager, I'll get the vehicles you need with a simple application and same-day approval. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353 or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 US-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Ringless Joe's got my back. He says, Chris Paul was a wizard for a few hours. And for those few hours, he really was the best player in the Eastern time zone.
That is both not true.
My rules.
Because he's Chris Paul. At no point in his brief stint in the Eastern Conference time zone does that actually account as him being the best player.
Don't listen to Ringless Joe. That checks out.
Jason Tatum plays over there. Jaylen Brown plays over there. Trae Young. There's just a bunch of players that are better than Chris Paul right now. Also,
a shame you're wrong.
It doesn't count because he was
rules.
The season has to start.
This is my evaluation. You be quiet. This is not your business.
I can see it being your rules. You came up with this evaluation.
It's my ruls. Trying to get the damn translator to work because I got a Japanese guy and a French guy trying to chat at me right now. I swear to God, in this last 6 months, this show's gotten weirder and weirder, hasn't it?
Every day. Every day.
Hefty Lefty says, Masticator. That'd be a good solid texture nickname. Yeah. Masticate means to chew. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. All right. That's what it means, right? Mm-hmm. I like Masticator. Chronic Masticator would be a good texture nickname. Chronic Masticator says, I like
Chronic Masticator.
Yeah. You add a few extra words to stuff. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like for the longest time, I'd always say, the other night I was making angry love to myself. Like, why was it angry? See what one word did?
I was by myself.
Keon, if I'd realized you were about to take a drink, I would have maybe waited. Sorry.
Did you make Keon do a spit take?
I think I did.
Not yet.
Oh, that was close. That was close.
The bottle was right at my face.
I'm glad, because that's not a good place for a spit take.
No, it is not.
Nope.
Hefty Lefty.
It's not a good place.
Hefty Lefty says cows are notorious chronic masticators. You are correct. That is true. Noah says, if Jennifer Coolidge is looking for some companionship at 2 a.m., she's more than welcome to call me since it's 5 a.m. in Hamilton, Ontario. Noah, maybe you saw a movie 25 years ago that made you think that, but okay, I'm not gonna kink shame. Oily Stool says clearly Jokic is the best in the Mountain Time Zone since he plays in Denver. Again, my rules. Shut up. Haruto says, hello, Keon Virgil Rose, Randy Allen White, Jeffrey Cornelius O'Brien. You just made up a name for me.
He made one up for you because,
Jeffrey Cornelius O'Brien. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Well, the weekend's gone, so it's Monday. It'd be nice to be in Japan. Maybe we'd get to this day off. That'd be great. He says, what does Ralph Roger Romano think about the LA Dodgers losing 2 of 3 games to the San Diego Padres last weekend?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He gave up runs because of poor pitching. Well, Padres kind of stink right now, right? Do they kind of stink? No, they're good right now?
They don't stink right now. They just have they just had a couple of games where their pitching let them down. They don't stink. No.
Well, good for them, though. Their pitching showed up when they needed it. So how does he feel? But he's not on the show today, Haruto, but I'm pretty sure he hates it. And I'm pretty sure I don't care. Brunswick guy says, how about Ralph the Masticator as a texture nickname? Well, I think they want to leave, unless your name is Ralph, I think I want to leave Ralph's name off there.
Ralph the Masticator.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless Ralph himself wants to be the masticator. Pierre says, we love blue cheese on our filet mignon, but I'm not one of them. I eat my steak medium rare with just the juices from a bleeding cow. It's very graphic.
All right.
But I appreciate that because I'm the same way.
I agree. It's just why
it's a Quentin Tarantino description, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's not true. It'd be even worse.
That's true. There'd be some words that we get fined for saying.
True.
To make that description work.
It'd be very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Big George says Diamondbacks come before everybody else. Well, that makes them very selfish lovers.
All right.
What are you talking about, George?
Well, because I'd made the comment, he has a quandary on his hands because his beloved Cubs are in town to play the Diamondbacks, and I wonder who he's going to be rooting for. And he said Diamondbacks before anybody else.
Okay, well that makes more sense. Okay. He says, I've been a fan of the Diamondbacks since day one in 1998. I was at their first ever game. I was at Game 7 of the 2001 World Series. I was at Game 3 of the 2023 World Series. Cubs, close second. I have not been around since the Cubs started in 1876, but I was at Game 5 of the 2016 World Series with my dad. So just very special.
Good for you, Big George. Good for you.
Yeah. In a very Ralph way, you've got 2 teams. But I think we'll allow it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't mind if somebody likes 2 teams.
I don't mind it either. I just try not to like 2 divisional rivals.
Yeah,
that feels weird. I just don't. Even if I had, I had a connection to one of them. The moment they're in the same division, that's it. I can't like both of them.
There's a time where it gets weird. It gets uncomfortable. Hey, speaking of weird and uncomfortable, remember we talked about Monty Williams last week, and we're like, oh my God, are they gonna buy him out? Are they gonna try to, get rid of old Monty Williams after that? And we said, well, maybe not. Maybe they'll just get rid of the GM. Well, here's what they're saying. The rumors are that a new head of basketball operations could be on the way. Is that the same thing as a GM?
Yeah, pretty much.
Does that lead to a new GM?
Either that person is who the GM reports to or is themselves the GM.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. You got such a huge contract on Monty, you've got to do something. And so they are doing what we thought they might do. Oh, by the way, before the show started, and I know Berg was trying to get me to tell you guys this, but since it's a Yankees announcer, who gives a rat's ass? But I will say that this did cause Keon and I to have a fun game called What'd He Do? What'd He Do? And that's because longtime Yankees radio announcer John Sterling, out of nowhere, is retiring effective immediately. And the team's like, he's gone. So we're like, okay. My first thing I said to Keon I said, this guy probably just said the most racist thing ever in something, but somebody was recording it. So he's like, Keon's like, well, maybe not. Maybe it was maybe he said something to somebody else homophobic, or because he's 85. You really think about anything your grandparents said. He might have said he's fired. So, I mean, it could be anything. So we were sitting here playing, it's almost like announcer Deadpool. So like, all right, what do you got? What do you got? Okay, I got racist. Okay, 1,500 and racist. What do you got? What do you got? Still don't know for sure. Has that ever come out?
A lot of the rumors are it's health concerns, actually.
Damn, that one's not as much fun as some of the other ones. No, but that was up there too.
Health concerns is not fun at all. But yeah,
John Sterling realizes he's 85.
3-2, swung on a pop foul back here. Ow! Ow!
Or he's just suffering the effects of getting clobbered by that foul ball that hit him on the noggin. That was last year, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Ow! Oh!
Stayed in broadcaster voice the whole time. It's
ow! 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 That was. Oh, he'll be missed, I guess.
Ow!
But not by the foul ball. I mean, that's just so sad. The world we've come to, and a storied announcer says he's quitting out of nowhere, and everybody's like, "What'd he do? What'd he do?"
Well, I understand that part of it was it's my Commandos, and that organization was rotten to the core. But like the play-by-play guy in Washington got let go of because he was in on the awfulness, specifically when it came to female employees. He was right there in on it, so it's not unheard of. Is my point.
Super duper dirt bag. What is going on my TV? Oh, it's the lady draft.
Yeah,
they're having the lady draft. Like right now. Okay, that's great. Anyway, do you want to report on that, Keon? Do you have anything to report on the lady draft?
Hasn't started yet, so.
Well, okay, that's not reporting on the lady draft.
Well,
I already know. Everybody's sitting around at tables. It looks like an estrogen-filled ESPYs.
So what? So what would there be for me to report on?
I don't know. Like, who's getting drafted first?
Caitlin Clark. We've known this for weeks. She's getting drafted first.
And who is she? Okay. Who's getting drafted second? I bet you don't know that. See? You don't know that. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows anybody but Caitlin Clark.
Well, that's not true. But I don't know who's going second because that's not a consensus. That's not something we've known for weeks. I saw one place say Camila Cardoso could go. Depends on how people feel about Aaliyah Edwards.
Made that name up, I think.
Nope. She played on South Carolina.
I feel like that's a name that's not even real.
Literally, she was on TV playing against Caitlin Clark last week.
She's 6'8" with bright red hair.
Yeah.
I don't think that's made up at all.
No, that
sounds made up now. It really sounds made up now.
It's a real person.
It's a real person.
I mean, it's not her real hair that's red, but she's got red hair.
Everybody at this draft thing is very tall. Except for Holly Rowe right here. She's not very tall. Sorry.
No.
I'm just going to stop watching TV. Moist one. No, hold on. I better pre-read Moist ones. I don't know what it means. I'm going to say it. Cameron, I'm on the brink.
Cameron Brink.
Oh, was that funny what he said? Or
I don't think so.
It didn't sound funny to me.
But it wasn't dirty.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Win, I guess. Small victories.
Congratulations, Moist One.
Take them where I can get them.
Yeah.
Noah says, wow, way to create some slander on the great name of John Sterling. He's iconic with the Yankees win after every win.
The Yankees win. Yeah, no.
Is that how he says it?
Yeah.
Yankees.
I don't think
he says that because he's beating his Yankees.
He's doing CPR. Trying to not die.
One too many times, so I'm just trying to tell you that.
By the way, it's not slander, Noah. Look up your terms.
To say that I
Look up your terms.
To say the suddenness of his retirement
caused us to go, what'd he do? That's not slander.
That's not slander.
No.
That's fair in this day and age.
Yeah.
If I'm John Sterling, I find out about it and I put a bet down. Oily Stool says, you guys are talking WNBA draft? Time to switch to heavy metal music.
I think Jeffrey was specifically making fun of the WNBA draft, but sure.
That lady looks like she just smelled a fart. Anyway, Hefty Lefty said, you know those people that come in, they have that kind of look like, that's what she looked. Who is that? Do you even know? Is that Kathy Lee Gifford? Who is that?
No, it's not Kathy Lee Gifford, but I don't know who that is.
Hefty Lefty says, would depend on what he's on the brink of. Moist one. I'm not dumb enough to read that sentence. Big George says, John Sterling has crazy eyes. Oh, does he? Or you mean googly eyes? There's a difference between crazy eyes and then the one eye that kind of trails off.
I think it's more googly than crazy.
Like the one eye is talking to you and the other one is watching the waitress walk across the room. Just kind of, where is that going?
Is there?
How does he do that?
Are you a chameleon? Like, what are you doing?
A chameleon.
Yeah, because they can move their eyes individually.
You just expect any moment that second eyelid's going to go, oh, hey. All right, so Randy, tell me about the St. Louis Cardinals and the Arizona Diamondbacks. First things first, where are we at with the game right now? Or is it over?
Well, the game it was over last night. It was.
I thought you were just the way you were looking at it. I thought you were watching a game right now.
Oh no, it's 5-0 was the final yesterday.
Oh, I got that right here.
Gallen pitched a shutout. A great game for the Diamondbacks, and it was good for the Snakes to get back to 500. Our hitting kept going. I mean, they held us down the first few innings, but the Diamondbacks erupted. I tell you, in the fifth inning. Scoring 5 runs just like that. This team amazes me. Their offense is pretty good, and they can score in bunches once you get them going. So, Diamondbacks take on the Cubs tonight in downtown Phoenix, and they will be Merrill Kelly on the hill tonight for the Snakes.
Merrill Kelly,
yeah.
Every time I hear Merrill Kelly, I'm like, wasn't that the mom from Family Ties? No. That's Meredith Baxter Bird. Just Merrill. I never knew a dude named Merrill before.
Merrill Kelly.
Is that an Irish name?
I know Merrill Hodge was like a ESPN guy for a while. He was like one of their NFL analysts.
Is that because my grandfather's name was Carroll, and that's it's an Irish man name.
Sure,
but it doesn't sound like one. So that's why I ask if Merrill is, is that Irish?
I don't know his. I don't know his background.
Keon's looking it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get a DNA sample from him. We could just run up. I
don't think you'd like how he'd give it to. So I think we're just looking it up on Google, Randy.
Yeah. The Goog says that it's a gender neutral name and it's English and Welsh.
Oh, okay. And so it's English.
Yeah.
Oh, the hell with that then. Big George says, agreed, Randy Whitino. Agreed.
And it's going to be fun to watch the team once they get their pitching staff all together. I mean, you got to keep in mind we've got 2 studs. One of them is still on the IR, but he's working his way back. And then you've got the other kid that's just about ready to join the team. He'll be our 3 pitcher. I got to tell you, I feel good about the Diamondbacks moving forward because I think the thing you need to understand is when Jordan Montgomery gets here and Eduardo Rodriguez get here, this is going to be a whole new looking pitching staff. That'll move Brandon Pfaadt down to the 5 slot when Eduardo gets up here. He's still on the IR. I would expect him to come back sometime in May because that shoulder, they're really taking their time. They don't want him to rush back to re-injure his shoulder. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Eduardo Rodriguez. But Jordan Montgomery, if he's not with the team right now, he will be shortly. I think he's ready to go, and that's going to add some punch to the Diamondbacks pitching rotation.
Big George is just really happy to see the Diamondbacks beat up on Paul Goldschmidt. Yeah, that's fair. No, that's absolutely fair.
It's sad to see Goldie in another team's uniform.
He's been around. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back. We talk a little more Major League Baseball and, of course, a bunch of different stuff before we do finally get to some NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
You're expanding your business and need to add to your fleet. Maybe you need another semi-truck or trailer. Don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used trucks and trailers. Whether you're an owner-operator or a fleet manager, I'll get the vehicles you need with a simple application and same-day approval. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353 or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even now. Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't remember where we are with producer Wes's breaking news status, and I'm not even sure if this is real. Sounds real. I'm going to go ahead and read his breaking news. Randy, give me the breaking news, please.
Newsflash. This is breaking news.
Breaking news from producer Wes. University of Arizona's Arizona Stadium plans to be a completely kill-free stadium by switching entirely to plant-based meat. All ice cream, cheese, and condiments will be dairy-free as well. Auburn, though, will be the first college football team to have a completely vegan stadium. I don't know if that is real or not.
That Auburn?
Yeah.
I can't speak for Arizona. Okay. You can't get rid of meat in Auburn. That's in Alabama.
Yeah.
There's nobody there is a vegetarian.
I don't
or
know
a
what's
vegan.
going on. I don't know.
That just can't be true.
I don't know.
Just as a matter of fact, I know enough fans of Auburn football, basketball, and baseball to know you ban steak at Auburn,
yeah,
they'll riot.
Yeah, I think
they'll riot.
I think Wesley forgot how April Fools works.
In that he's
14
days late.
Yeah. Because
because I'm looking here at the U of A. I'm looking at the U of A Wildcat.com, and it says nothing about this. So
I started to Google that, and once you said Auburn, I stopped typing.
Hold on, though. Hold on.
Not
Once you go vegan, don't you become very sickly and weak? And maybe they we went vegan, but shouldn't you post something up? I just don't feel like it. And so that they're gonna.
I mean, maybe in Arizona, you wouldn't. If they were in a board meeting and someone just suggested the idea, what if we just had a vegan stadium? They'd be tossed out the window.
You hope you're on the first floor.
Yeah.
So new this season, during the football season, this will lay waste to Wesley's April Fool's joke. Brushfire Barbecue and Carol's Up in Smoke Barbecue will be featured as two of the new local establishments joining the menu fair at the Arizona Stadium this fall.
So I asked him online. I was like, "Is that for real?" And he's like, "I refuse to leak my source."
Uh-huh.
And then in a direct message, "No, dude, it's totally a joke."
Beef skewers, we just corn dogs. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. That's the thing. You check your sources. A lot of other radio stations here in the Valley maybe don't do that as much as they should. We just checked our sources live.
Hebrew National hot dogs.
It's just all I learned is that producer Wes, at least on the Twitter or X, has gullible people who follow him and is having a good time right now as we speak with those people who are not us.
I had a feeling it wasn't real, but God, I wanted it to be.
Yeah,
it's just not. It's just it can't be. It simply cannot be.
Yeah, somebody roll damn tide people. Had breaking news. Auburn's Jordan Hare Stadium, same thing. So it's almost like, you know how they have those letters. They're like, forward this to 7 other people. Well, this phony story is now getting forwarded to somebody else.
You just need one person to overreact and send it to more people.
Oh yeah.
Now I think I probably should direct message him. Now I look dumb on Twitter now. For real?
Hey, tweets could be deleted.
Listen, I'm not gonna be that radio guy who falls for that crap. You know,
I just look. There's not a chance.
Oh, hey, did you
Auburn?
I forgot something. There's something I forgot. Hey, pay your damn taxes.
Oh yeah, it's tax day. Mm-hmm.
You already know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the way taxes work in this country. For you Canadians who are listening, here's what happens. If you are owed money, you filed your taxes like February 1st, because that means you've already got your money back, right? If you owe money, then you don't file until the last moment. And some people even say, "Ooh, I need a temporary delay. I'll see you in September." You know, that depends on how much money you owe. So that's how it works in this country. So April 15th itself should never be a stressful day. You should already have your crap figured out.
You either know if you're the person who's filed already or is filing that day.
If you waited until April 15th to file to start doing your taxes, what the hell's wrong with you? You had all this time. You know, and if you don't make much money, it's free. You just go down there and some government stooge that punches you in the stomach, and then they file your taxes. Quit being poor, and then they're like, "It's free. It's free."
And then down you go.
I wanted to get that out of my system.
Although I think in this current administration, if you go down there and you're poor, they actually give you money. They just
at least a block of cheese.
This is not my experience. Just as a poor
some cheese.
Here's a block of cheese.
The handing out of the money is.
We're gonna go ahead and validate your parking and your student loan. Here you go. You know,
that hasn't happened for me either. To be honest with you, I've mostly just gotten punches in the stomach. So like,
you're not going to the right place then.
No, I very much.
No.
You got to file something. I don't know why.
No, I've talked to some other of my friends. Not everybody's got the student loan stuff working out for them. So yeah,
wonder why that's it.
Because the government decided to do a thing. That's why.
Yeah, that's
and they inevitably did it wrong.
It's always a disaster.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's not going to get better. So just enjoy it. I don't know. That's just sometimes you don't know what to say, Randy, and you just like, hey, have fun.
Yeah.
So
good luck.
Yeah, I'm really suffering from depression right now. And I gotta, listen, I gotta go. Have fun. And then, because I don't know what else to say.
Well, have a good day.
Yeah, good day. Yeah. Oh my God, the tax man's coming to take my boat. That's a shame. I'll see him. Have fun.
Sorry, gotta go.
Sometimes you just don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Oily Stool says, wait a second. Wait a second. Did I hear the Harmon Solar podcast is a true crime podcast? He's like, I have to listen to that. I like dark and macabre stuff.
Yes.
No. I didn't say it was. I said everybody's got a podcast. Oily Stool, I was just listening to your podcast. Hefty Lefty says tax day is a solid day. Okay. It's a solid day for trying to fool the IRS. How do you figure, Hefty Lefty? How are you going to fool the IRS?
Don't do it. Please stop. Please don't try.
I'm just curious. I think many have tried. Wesley Snipes has not. He has not succeeded. Ralph As Crab says, yeah, that's interesting. Here in British Columbia, they just take 40% of your money out of your paycheck. And we're supposed to smile and say, thank you, sir. May I have another? So everybody gets 40% taken out of their check?
Yeah, but you get free health care. Right?
So, no, that's good. That's good.
May not be great health care, but I mean, you get free health care.
I'm ashamed. I'm afraid to ask my wife what tax bracket I'm in. I don't know if I want to know. It might anger me.
Like, she'll just always tell you that don't worry about it.
I get angry when I'm like, if I win the lottery, they're going to take out a lot of it, because I was like, when you decided that to not do the annuity, you like take the lump sum. Like, holy crap, they took a lot of that money.
Yeah, like half.
The chance of me winning the lottery are about nothing, but I'm still angry about it.
Sure.
So I'm pretty sure I'd be pretty upset if I find out 40% of my money was coming out of my check that way. Just saying.
Well, if you win the big one, though,
still,
900 million, you're still left with 450 million.
I know, but the rest of that money, nobody deserves that money. I deserve that money.
That's true.
I put my $2 in.
I would start writing your legislative representatives and get the laws changed then.
Ralph from Harmon Solar says, no, you just make me emperor. I'll take care of this. Great new Harmon Solar podcast released today. It's about batteries. I'm thinking you mean the batteries that hang in the garage wall.
Oh, yeah.
Not the batteries you find rolling around in your wife's drawer. I'm just saying it's not about a D or C batteries. You're talking about like the Tesla batteries and stuff like that.
Or double A's.
Yeah. Yeah.
A D or C. I mean, that's a big one.
Well, certain tools.
Well, yeah.
Need certain size batteries. Hefty Lefty says,
you'd really be shocked if you opened the drawer and it was like an 18-volt battery.
Yeah,
there was like a
golf
recharger,
cart, a golf cart battery or something.
Like have a recharger there.
One of the worst things is you find is like the window's cracked open because there's like a 400 horsepower Johnson like outboard motor. You hear that, you're walking down. You don't even go in the bedroom at that point. You just go back. Just maybe take a drive. Don't come back for a while.
Maybe after it revs up 2 or 3 times a deep sigh.
Yeah. You can't compete with that. You can't compete with that. Hefty Lefty says that's why you got to look at the Powerball like a 50-50 raffle.
Yep.
That is don't tell me it's $1 billion. Just tell me how much I'm actually going to get. That would be better, wouldn't it? Hey, the Powerball is up to 400 million. And them sons of bitches are getting 300, but I don't care. I'm getting my 400 million. Lie to me. Tell me it's tax free. I don't care.
It just feels better.
You love being angry about money you're never going to get.
Yes.
I'm so angry about that. Oh, speaking of, I don't know. This is a bad transition, but the Major League Baseball, they say they're going to quickly interview and clear Shohei Ohtani after the federal investigation's over. I like that they're saying, "Oh, we're going to clear him." Oh, well then, why even interview him?
Yeah.
Why bother doing that part?
Yeah, just skip to the part where you clear him.
Yeah.
Since you're clearly not interested in an actual investigation.
So
I go back to the first time we talked about this.
Yeah.
And I don't think you were here, but Kayla and I talked about this. And I said, Major League Baseball does not want anything to happen to Shohei Ohtani. They're going to clear him so fast, it'll seem as if that nothing happened.
Now, granted, I do think it's awfully stupid to say the quiet part out loud. Like, just do it. Don't tell us you're going to do it. Just do it. If you're gonna, because clearly we all knew the fix was at least on the Shohei side of this, right? Like,
even if he did do something wrong,
yeah,
And I still don't think there's going to be any proof to show that he did something wrong. I still don't believe that he didn't know about millions of dollars missing.
I actually
somebody didn't give him a yellow light somewhere. I mean, somebody didn't give him a warning.
We've seen it happen before, so I can actually believe that. But here's the thing: this is his one chance, and if you know anything about degenerate gamblers, if he was the one gambling, he's going to do it again.
Oh, I don't know if he was the one gambling or not.
But outside of that, then what has he done wrong? Other than knowing the other guy was doing it. Lying about it's wrong, but he didn't do anything wrong. Other than, if he's lying to people about it. So if Shohei Ohtani is a gambler, he will not be able to help himself, and this story will not be over.
I don't know if he's a gambler or not. I just said baseball's they're not gonna allow anything to happen to Shohei Ohtani.
Well, you get one. Let's see what happens. So, all right, guys, 2 hours are down, and we got one to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-8787. That's 1-800-280-8787. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-8787. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Screen time's over.
Be home by 11?
Put your phone down while we're eating.
When parents set boundaries, keep track of where their kids go, and talk to them about the dangers of underage drinking and drugs, they keep their kids safe. Visit TalkNowAZ.com. Be the influence. Talk early. Talk often. Talk now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start? Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I actually had a solar question for Ralph. I just texted him on my phone here. I wanted to know if there's other brands of batteries, the big batteries they use. Because we know there's the Tesla wall thing, but I didn't know if they're like Duracell. Is there Energizer? I don't know who else is making these kind of giant batteries for solar power stuff. Or if maybe it's a Tesla wall thing or some kind of golf cart battery thing. I don't know. I'm kind of curious as what the go-to is. So I sent him a text, and when he sobers up, he'll answer. 888-368-1580. So we're still talking baseball, even though we've taken many left turns on this. But I don't know how you feel about this, Randy. There's a lot of weird crap going on in Boston. Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna get to we'll get into all of it. But
okay.
I want to start out with. Did you see that Rob Gronkowski doing the first pitch thing?
No.
So they're like, hey, let's bring Gronk out, and he'll throw a first pitch. And the same day that he spiked a football as he crossed the finish line of the Boston Marathon. He did that this morning.
Now, did he run the whole marathon?
Oh, I doubt it. Oh, there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell he ran the whole marathon.
Why not? He's lean. He's in good shape. Why not?
He's damaged. His knees are damaged. I don't know. Find out if he actually did that. What are you doing in there?
There's a fly.
Oh,
there are flies. We know there are flies in.
You started doing this. I'm like, did you just fart and just like you're offending yourself in there?
Are you hotboxing yourself, Keon?
You're just.
I am not.
You ever do that? Like usually you don't notice your own as much, but every now and then you're like, oh my god, a grandpa fart. Oh, geez. Oh, what? I am dead inside. That ever happened to you?
I mean, yeah, usually accompanied by more choking and coughing.
Than
what I just did. But yeah.
Anyway, back to the Gronk. So then he goes to Fenway Park. They're like, hey, why don't you throw out the first pitch? And he didn't even get it across the plate because he spiked it.
Yeah, he spiked the ball.
Did that bother you? Like he's not taking baseball at least seriously enough to at least throw the ball.
I don't know.
It's like Roseanne Barr pretending to sing the national anthem.
And by the way, Rob Gronkowski was the Boston Marathon Grand Marshal. So no, he did not run. He was just he was there in an official capacity.
He spiked it at the finish line.
Yeah.
To start.
And it's Rob Gronkowski, and everybody knows him for that. Why not just let him spike the ball? I don't have a problem with it.
The crowd did go crazy when he did it.
Yeah, okay.
And he's a New England guy. All the Boston fans.
Doesn't bother me, but I thought maybe baseball purists would be like,
nah,
Everybody
calls me a baseball purist. I'm more traditional, but I'm not a baseball purist. Like, for example, I like the pitch clock. I like the fact that it's speeding up the pace of play.
Yeah, you hated it at first.
I did hate it at first, but I have embraced the pitch clock. I don't like the bigger bases. I don't see what that's done, but
you should embrace D's.
Not one person is falling
for
that.
You're still trying to do that.
One of these days.
Uh-huh.
Quiet Cannon.
You must think I'm nuts, don't you?
Yeah. Quiet Cannon says, this is so hell Tony's 6th year.
Sounds like he needs a stiff drink.
Hold on a second here. I got to hit refresh. Yeah. All right. He says, this is Sohel Tony's 6th year in the big league. Seems like he shouldn't need an interpreter anymore.
Shohei Ohtani.
Man, there's some old ladies that have lived here for 50 years and they still don't know English.
Shohei Ohtani is he's learning some English, but he's holding on to his traditional Japanese language. And I applaud him. So he lives in Japan in the off season.
If you live here and you need to speak English, yeah, it behooves you to go ahead and learn some English. But if you live here and you don't need to, you have other ways of handling stuff, that works too. As long as he's got an interpreter, so that's cool. All right, we can still communicate with him, and he can communicate with other people. There ain't no
Yeah.
rule that says you have to know English to live or work in the United States.
God help him if he learns locker room English, though. Dear God, he'll never be able to give a quality interview ever.
Just learn some players speak,
No, don't do that.
Yeah, there are loads of stories in the NBA of
at the end of the day. Oh, God damn it. He did it.
yeah,
he did it.
He did it. There are plenty of stories of players in the NBA having European players in particular having conversations that they have to learn what words not to say because you can't just repeat everything that everybody says in a locker room.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Let me put it that way.
We have a new texter on the text line. 0511 says Shohei gambled. That's why he took Deshaun Watson's contract idea and loaded it on the back end. By the way, Ralph got crabs from batteries. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate that. Quiet Cannon says, "How can he be a good teammate if he doesn't know English?" There's a lot of guys who don't know English. Spanish guys, Puerto Rican guys.
He
Cubans.
knows some. He knows some. He can communicate with the players, on a friendly basis.
If you've watched an Angels game before, you see Shohei out in the dugout. The guy, they're all goofing off and screwing around, and like that, they communicate well enough. You don't have to.
We need to be English only, America. Yeah. I think we can be English if you need it.
And there are also some guys who know the language, but they're just not comfortable speaking it in front of cameras and everything. Because
I think that's it. I think his pronunciations sometimes leave a bit to be desired, and Shohei wants to, he wants to answer questions, and he wants to get his thoughts across. And sometimes in English, it doesn't translate to what he's thinking. So
Ralph answered my question about the batteries. He said there are 100+ different brands, but Tesla is the best by far. Only liquid cooled one, so it's great in the desert. All right, good to know. Good to know.
There it is.
I didn't know that. Ralph has crabs, says, keep in mind, you guys in America fought against taxation without representation during the American Revolution.
Yep.
We in Canada did not. So that's why our taxes are so high. I don't think yours is that much higher than ours. You may have 40 taken out right there at the point of getting the check, but break it down. And a lot of the tax brackets are about that here as well. He says, if we do get cradle to grave care, government will pay for your funeral too. But the health care has long waits. Yeah, there is always a trade-off for that.
Mm-hmm.
What good is health care if you die before you get to see the doctor, Haruto says, I agree with you. Shohei Ohtani, it would be very respectful for Shohei Ohtani, who's paid nearly $1 billion by the American Major League Baseball League, learn English. I only work at a hardware store in a pineapple farm, but I know English.
Sure.
Haruto, you kind of know English.
And you text this show based in America largely in Japanese. So I don't know that
every
that's
text I get from you.
We have to translate for you. So I don't know that that's necessarily.
I think he could.
He probably could, but he doesn't, and that's what we're saying
and
about Shohei.
I don't mind.
Could Shohei speak English? He probably could, but at a level that he would be satisfied with, maybe not.
I just don't think he's comfortable in when you ask him a question, he may not understand the question, and that's why there's a translator there, so he can answer it thoughtfully and give an accurate answer.
Or he's like, oh God, this question. I don't want to answer this.
I think he can. I think he can answer, and I think he can speak some English. I just don't know that his pronunciation or the way he answers would be appropriate in a journalistic setting.
And I also just think it's also unfair for anybody who's American to ask another person to learn their language. Like, you want to know what he has to say so bad, you could learn Japanese since it's so easy to do. And you could, in 3 years, you yourself could learn Japanese. Like the idea that Shohei is here and he needs to be respectful and learn English. Like, no, he's here to do a job. And if he never learns English, but he keeps hitting homers at the rate that he does and he pitches again, he'll be doing what he's paid to do.
Yeah, if you want to come here and be an American, you want to be here and live in this country, it'd be a great idea for you to learn some English. So, makes your life and other people's lives easier. But even then, if you can figure out how to get by or the way you live your life or what things you do, if you don't know English, I'm not mad about that either. I mean, the next generation's got you. So I don't know. I don't get too bent out of shape about that kind of thing. Baker's Cocky Hen says, ironic how Bauer ends up in a Japanese league and Ohtani ends up a Dodger. Well, They both went different directions for different reasons. Haruto says, I'm sorry, I don't text in English often. You don't have to, Haruto.
Yeah.
I got a button. Translate. It doesn't matter. I'm fine. But we have a translator. Oh, Shohei has a translator. It's all good.
Yeah. That's the point.
0511 says, can you imagine Big Papi interviewing Shohei in English? Everybody's sitting there scratching their heads, looking at each other. What?
Be a train wreck.
What? That's actually brilliant. Who the hell are you, 0511? I automatically like you a lot.
Yeah.
Rico Suave says, hello, fellas. Hello, Rico. Okay, so that was originally supposed to be about, we were just talking about Rob Gronkowski. Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Spiking of baseball.
The next thing I see here is Red Sox Kenley Jansen. He's upset about the quality of the balls. He says it's just brutal. He says they kept throwing him balls. He was like, I just kept throwing them back. Couldn't find a good one. He says, I hope they put these things in the humidor and get them right. He says, I know it's up to me to compensate for these things, but he's like, the ball quality is horrible. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't let Gronk spike it for one thing.
Well,
it's not just the one ball that they use.
Yeah, that's a ceremonial ball. That's he's not pitching that.
Gronk probably still has it.
Somebody told me this, and I don't remember exactly, but they go through like something like 170 something odd balls during a Major League Baseball game.
Oh yeah,
and these guys, these pitchers, they're almost like professional drivers. Race car drivers. They can feel things with their hands that most people can't feel. And when you get a ball and the seams are a little too high or a little too low, or there's rough spots on the ball, it wasn't finished or polished correctly, you can feel that as a pitcher. And that's why you see these guys throw those things back, because it doesn't feel right in their hands. And if you get a ball that doesn't feel right, then the pitchers feel like they can't throw the kind of pitch they want to throw. So
he was upset. He says, if your bullpen balls are better rubbed than game balls, it's embarrassing.
Well, and that's the other thing too. The umpiring crew get there, a couple of hours before the game. They've got some things they have to take care of before the game. They've got to check on the field. They have to go through ground rules and things like that. But they also they take several boxes of baseballs, and they have this special mud that they'll rub these baseballs, rub the mud on that. It takes some of the brightness or the whiteness off the ball and kind of dim it down just a little bit, and it also gives a certain feel to the baseball. So again, Kenley Jansen might be feeling like these balls are, the quality control is. I cue the text from Moist One. The quality control has gone down the hill. We'll have to. I don't know how to respond to that. I mean, these baseballs are brought out. They go through stringent tests, and they have to meet certain requirements. And I don't know if it's Kenley Jansen's problem or if it's I haven't heard a lot of pitchers complain about it. But
Haruto wants to know, do the umpires rub their balls before the game for first pitch?
Yeah.
I think the word "the balls."
Yeah, the balls.
Yeah, that's Haruto he actually sent that one in English.
Lost in translation. Yeah.
A little bit. I wonder if Major League Baseball is screwing with the baseballs again, though, because I remember 2017. It was the baseballs were juiced, and I talked to
because baseball wants a lot of walks.
Well, no, they messed with the ball so it would carry farther.
No, I know that, but now I mean, with Jansen, he's just like, I walked 3 guys because the balls were so messed up.
Well, I see, this is hard. Jansen's been in the league a long time, so he's used to a certain standard. And yeah, you're right, Keon. I mean, Major League Baseball having taken over the production of these baseballs, maybe they're doing something with. Maybe they're Mickey and mousing around with it again.
Maybe just because I know players can tell right away. And I was talking to one of the Braves broadcasters back when I was over there, and he was saying that the pitchers told him right away the balls were different because the moment they picked up the ball, they knew it was different.
Yeah,
and they don't all go and tell the media, so you're not gonna be able to name which person says that, because they know that there's going to be retribution if they criticize too much. But it's crazy because if he's noticing this, I wonder if other players are too.
Well, actually, according to Kenley Jansen, he says he's talked to a bunch of players, and yes, they are. Baker's Cocky Hen says if Robert Kraft owned a baseball team, they wouldn't have this problem. He'd make sure all the balls were properly rubbed down in Jupiter, Florida.
There it is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the Red Sox with Rob Gronkowski and then Kenley Jansen. What were you trying to tell me about some Red Sox player, Keon?
Yeah, there was a collision in the game actually. Rafael Devers and Tyler O'Neill out in left field collided chasing the ball, and O'Neill had to leave the game. I think he did have a concussion. He was pretty wobbly when he was getting up. There was blood coming from his forehead. So yeah, just a seriously scary collision and moment in that game for a season that's going on with the Red Sox, where they're already got a lot of stuff going on. Devers, by the way,
got it.
Maybe they just didn't know where the other person was in space.
So they both know English.
They do, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, how do you say "got it" in Spanish?
Yeah, and
I got it.
Losing.
El got it.
Devers would be
just
huge.
got it. Just got it. Yeah.
That's how you say it.
Well,
in Spanish?
they Rafael Devers is fine, and I saw the highlights of this. The outfielder, what's his name, O'Neill.
Yeah,
O'Neill
got the worst of it.
He got 8 stitches, and
Well,
that's
O'Neill-
a dangerous thing in playing in the infield. And there's a ball that's hit in shallow outfield, so you got a baseball player running in on you full speed, and you got a baseball player that's going back tracking this baseball. And these guys sometimes they're not yelling loud enough, or the crowd is too loud and you can't hear each other. You've got to know where you're at. You've got to know where your outfielder is, and you've got to scream as loud as you can because
this can of air.
Well, I mean, this will happen. And then you
LED
got
lights on the hat.
You got fans out there. Sometimes you don't want to take your eye off the ball, so the outfielder really has the opportunity because the ball's in front of him. He's the guy that's got to look and see where the infielder is. He's got to be kind of the general of this situation, and he's got to wave off if he sees the infielder has a beat on the ball.
So whose fault was it in that situation where the guy got destroyed?
I would say O'Neill is the guy, and he ended up
Devers
getting 8
was
stitches.
backing up. There's no way Devers could have seen him. So he's tracking the ball moving backwards, and O'Neill is charging in, from the other direction and just collided with him.
Mm-hmm.
O'Neill's got to be the one that's listening there.
Well, that was a collision. They should call the husband and wife legal team. That is really annoying on TV. I think they win a lot of cases. A lot of cases get settled because no lawyer wants to have to hear those voices.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, that woman's voice. Against the spread, text in says, "Is it cool that I give a shout out to my 10-year-old son for Little Man of the Day? Yesterday, he got smoked in the stomach by a golf ball at Encanto on an errant drive when we were standing on a different tee box. He got up, he shook it off, and after talking with the guys that hit him, little Mac parred the next 2 holes in a row and shot +6 on the day. That is no limit soldier golf, fellas. Glad he wasn't seriously hurt because he'd be in the hospital and I'd be in jail."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. His name is Mac, Mac. You're
Little Mac.
You're
All
little
right.
man of the day. We'll give it to you.
Little man of the day. There you go.
Well done, kid. Well done. Shaking it off. Here's the thing. I mean, I know he's 10, but any kid, when the kid falls down and they bite it, or they're skateboarding or bicycling or just running, they bite it. Poker face. You don't react. Blam! Because they'll look at you. If you go, then they're like, ah! But if you're like, and they're like, yeah, okay, that's fair. And then that's how you know if they're really hurt. If you don't react and they still cry, now you're like, oh crap, honey, get the car. Because we're going to take them in.
Yep.
So I'm just saying. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and pick it right back up. We still haven't talked about the Masters golf thing, and we haven't talked about some of the other things that are happening. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NBA will have its play-in tournament in the Western Conference on Tuesday night. The 7-8 matchup pits the New Orleans Pelicans against the LA Lakers. New Orleans, a 1-point home underdog against the Lakers, minus 104 on the money line. The Lakers, minus 112, the over-under at 225. The 9-10 matchup with the loser going home pits Golden State against Sacramento. The Warriors, a 2.5-point road favorite, minus 136 on the money line. The Kings, plus 118 with the over-under in Sacramento at 223.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Lowe's knows pros need the right tools for every job. That's why we sell the largest in-store selection of Klein tools anywhere. Find new items like the self-leveling green laser level for just $159.98. Plus, shop the Connect pass-through socket set for $49.98, which you can only find at Lowe's. Shop Klein tools in-store and online today because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
Everyday Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
It's not just a job. It's shaping the heart of our city. The City of Chandler's Public Works and Utilities Department is the driving force behind our city's success. We invest in you with continued training, benefits, and a supportive team environment where career advancement is in your future. Learn more at jointeamchandler.com. Be a part of something bigger. This message is sponsored by the City of Chandler.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right, they're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way, from up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet, weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Gary Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I can't help it. Sometimes I'll scroll through funny videos during the break, and I saw this one. This dude, he attached 400 kazoos to the tailpipe of his wife's car. Yeah, let me play the audio for you. I got this guy. You should get Man of the Year. Here, listen to that. That's what 400 kazoos sounds like. And she's like, what the hell? Oh my God. 400 kazoos. I thought it would sound more harsh, but it actually sounded like somebody going, you know. Yeah, I gotta try that.
400 kazoos.
Oh yeah.
Attaching, why are you gonna get 400 kazoos?
I don't think you need 400. I think just a couple of them would be enough where you kind of hear it. Like, what the hell is it?
Yeah, it's even possible that 400 might be too many. Like they don't all play at the same time.
Well, that's
Like,
why
there's
it
not
was like different tones.
yeah,
on
like
it.
there
Yeah.
wasn't enough air going through for all of them anyway. So you don't need 400.
I love that idea. Baker's Cocky Hen says, that husband and wife team, by the way, that 400 kazoos sounded an awful lot like the husband and wife's team voice. It's,
Well, the wife.
Yeah, Baker's Cocky Hen says they hardly ever answer their phone. I've tried to call their office multiple times. He says, but that guy can spike a ball like Gronk. Oh, yeah. We've seen the commercial.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Brooks Kepka says, Ballgate. Man Bear Pig says, they should go wherever Deshaun Watson gets hit. Okay, I'm not reading it. Chief Skull says, pitchers or prima donnas? Is that
or they are craftsmen that are doing a job, and if you don't give them the right tools to do the job, then they're going to ask for a different one.
I can understand that because if my headphones aren't quite right, it screws me up. What was it last week? Last time I was in studio, something wasn't quite right, and it just distracts you. So if your job is to throw the ball 100 miles an hour, feeling on that, this doesn't make you a prima donna. You're like, that's not right. And it doesn't make me a prima donna. I wish I could power through better than I do sometimes when there's something wrong with the headphones, but it's very distracting.
Yeah, that's the thing too when it comes to sports like, basketball or baseball or football. Like if you're asking a player to do a motion that they have to repeat over and over again, it helps if the tools stay the same. When you start changing that stuff, it makes it harder for them to repeat the motion of pitching in this case that you need to be successful at that job.
Consistency is key, but Chief Skull says, work with the tools you're given and stop being a whiny baseball baby.
It's just not how that works. Like,
all right.
If you've been doing something and you've got 1,000 reps with the ball one way, and then you go out and pitch and the ball's just different, you're gonna notice and it's gonna throw you off a little.
Man Bear Pig is like, come on, man. Well, here's the thing. If you want me to read that, you got to come at it at a different direction where I can. You see what I'm saying? Cardinal Art says somebody needs to call Larry H. Parker. Yeah. On the wife and Big Lou for the husband. Pour me a shot of your finest whiskey, Randy. May I please have a weather forecast? Yeah, I don't know if he needs any more booze, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, all right. It's not a whole lot going on weather-wise. From here on out, from the Harman Solar 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White reporting. 79 under some windy conditions. It got some breezes blowing through the valley. Why is it so damn windy here?
I noticed that over the weekend, too.
We're looking at 90 for the high tomorrow, 94, 95 for the middle of the week. And then cover your ears, Jeffrey. Keon, Monday, we're looking at the century mark for the first time.
Son of a bitch.
In 2024. Visitability is 20-plus miles. That's because there's so much damn wind blowing through the... Anyway.
I can't plug my ears when I got headphones on.
1580, the Fanatic, Harman Solar Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist, Randino Whitino. Back to you, Jeffco.
Now we're all wondering. We're all wondering, and you'll start to do this too, Keon. I know you're not... you're here 3 years now, right?
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
change.
What'll start to happen is you'll start rewinding in your head. How was that winter? Because how was that time span where it wasn't 100 degrees? Because then you're thinking, okay, does that affect how hot it's going to be? Because did the kind of winter we have impact the brutality that we're about to have? Is it going to be, you know what I'm saying? Because some people think that there's a connection. It's like, well, we had a really mild winter, so that means, you know what that means, so you're going to start thinking that way. Once you start to hit the 90s and 95, you start thinking, oh crap, did I have too good of a winter? Am I going to die? And I don't know what to expect this summer, Randy. I don't know what to expect. Is it going to be as bad as last year?
I mean, it's Arizona. How could it not be?
So it just progressively will always do it.
It's just getting hotter, and that's all that's happening.
Once it starts being 100 every day, I just quit learning about it.
Let me tell you something right now.
That's probably the smartest way of...
No. Listen here. This is actually, it could be a good thing for us because we got to melt the damn polar ice caps as fast as possible. Because I've seen the maps. Florida's gone. But, the water levels rise and suddenly Arizona is a really great place to live. It changes the climate to where all of a sudden it's pretty nice here. And if it's not, well, look, we're right by the ocean.
Our brand new ocean that we just got.
It's not going to happen so fast that people can't just move. You know, it's not like everybody's going to, Florida drowned. Like, well, then again, would that be a bad thing? Well, no, we have some listeners there. So, no, we can't have that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, look, Arizona's going to become a very temperate, nice place when the world ends.
Here's the thing, Jeffrey. Right now, what is it? 79 degrees, feels like 75, wind gusts out of the west.
That's pretty nice.
Enjoy it while you have it.
If you're not listening, we could enjoy it even more if we could just melt those. Well, I'm going to start using hairspray like nobody's business. I want the ozone hole. I want there to be, we got to melt the polar ice caps fast. I mean, in fact, forget about the hairspray. I'm going to take a hair dryer and I'm going to go to the Arctic Circle and just turn it on.
Okay.
Melt that thing so fast.
What about the polar bears and things like that? Baby seals and
I'll give them a hair dryer.
Orcas.
They'll help.
Things like where are they gonna live?
You know what? I don't care about that. I'm trying to fix things here.
Wow.
How much polar bear meat have you eaten lately?
I haven't. Look, I don't want to eat polar bear.
What do we need
meat.
polar bears for? What do they do?
Well, they're
in Coca-Cola commercials, and that's it. I'm pretty sure those are computer animated, Randy.
Creation. We need polar bears.
For?
I'm not sure for what. They do something to help. They're part of the creation. Keon, damn it, help me out here. He's asking me hard questions.
You don't need wasps, and you don't need polar bears. What else you need?
Oh, you need wasps.
No, you don't.
You need the wasps.
They're the most bastard of all bastard.
No, the wasp eat the bugs.
They don't eat bugs.
Oh yeah.
They go around stinging people for no good reason.
Well, no, they eat the hell out of bugs.
It's because they're not very bright. So if they think that you might be
a bug,
they'll sting you. But the stinger's for bugs. It's not for people.
Oh, hold on. Moist One's making a point. He says, hey, those seals, they got Bin Laden. Well, yeah, but see, the seals are fine if the things melt. They're okay.
Very different seals.
No, we're talking about the seal animal, not the seal elite forces. We're not talking about that.
Rose on the grave.
No, we're not talking about him either.
No. Okay, so
we're talking about
back to what I'm saying.
Baby seals. We're talking about these. They produce stuff.
Why do they club the baby seals? I don't understand that.
For their fur.
They just don't want it to suffer. So
they take their fur.
They don't want them to suffer and they club the crap out. That seems counterintuitive.
I mean, look, they don't care that much about it, but at the same time, nobody wants to start to try to kill a seal and then just hear this screeching animal. Yeah, they're just bonk. There you go. All over.
I'll remember that next time I need to kill a seal.
There you go.
But here, I'm telling you,
I feel weird now.
If we melt
a club of baby seal,
you've changed my life. If
my karma is about to be very bad.
If we just go ahead and melt the ice caps, then Arizona's going to be beautiful. Why are you guys against this?
I feel like Arizona's already. I'm not against anything.
Are you kidding me? Arizona. Yeah. Listen, I like Arizona, but it's not beautiful.
I disagree.
It's a whole lot of dirt, pokey things, bitey things.
Sand. I mean,
it ain't beautiful.
Palm trees.
Not this area. We're not in a place that's beautiful here.
What are you talking about?
You go up north, then you're like, all right, it's better.
That's
but down
I mean.
here,
I mean,
north
is nicer, but
you fly in and you're like, well, is that like a construction zone? No, that's Phoenix. Okay, just a bunch of dirt. This is just a bunch of brown dirt. Don't tell me this place is beautiful because it's not. There are beautiful parts of it, but not the part we're in.
I think Arizona is one of the most beautiful states in the union.
You're not listening. The part we're in is not beautiful, Randy.
What do you mean?
I disagree.
I like the beautiful mountains around us. You kidding me?
Yeah,
people come here from around the world to see Arizona, Phoenix specifically, in Scottsdale, and all the surrounding vicinities of Phoenix.
Am I alone in this? Really?
One of the greatest cities in the entire world.
An ugly ass place we're in. I mean, the best part about this place is when the lights are off. It is nighttime. Now it's like, oh, it's nice.
Well,
but you drive up north.
See,
I
thought
Payson is all right. You got Pine Top.
You felt like Missouri was the worst place.
Oh no, that's horrible. I didn't say Arizona is the worst place. I'm just saying it's not. Don't tell me it's beautiful. It's ugly.
I disagree.
There are some nice places, but this is not one of them.
From some beautiful country in Tennessee.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, our canyons are grand, damn it.
Yeah. There you go.
Listen,
There you go.
I'm saying that's nice up there. That's nice. I've never been to the Grand Canyon, but I hear it's nice.
I haven't done it either.
And, like I said, there's a lot of nice places. We just are not in one right now. Phoenix area is just, we're in the desert. We're in the desert. We're in a valley in the desert.
I
That's
like
why
the desert, though.
it's not. You can't say it's beautiful. Could you really, with a straight face, tell me it's beautiful here?
Yes.
I think it's beautiful here.
Man, I didn't know you could lie that easy. Now I don't know. I don't know if I can trust anything either you say anymore.
Who's lying?
Yeah.
It's just this is what happens.
What
when
you're talking about.
Take your own opinion as gospel. It's just
Yeah.
that other people disagree. That's all.
I didn't think I was going to be so alone in this.
You're
guess.
not alone in melting the ice caps. I brought up a question.
Melt the hell out of them ice
Which
caps.
has been
You're
my
definitely
job
alone.
with you, alongside you for many years now, to bring up the logical questions. What about the polar bears?
When was that ever your job?
That has always been my job. You come up with like the disco ball of solar,
stand by it.
energy.
It'll work.
And so you had that. We had the three-legged furniture. Well, you had the three-legged furniture outlet. I kept trying to tell you that people are not going to. And then you got stuck with all that the furniture in your garage.
We were able to take a few legs and make them four, but that's not important. Then we became the used to be a table sledding outlet. We just said, here, you should use this as a sled. But then we found out there's too many injuries when a kid is coming down a side of a mountain on a giant oak slab. That is not good for sledding. I mean, you get one good piece of air, and after that, it's just nothing but crying and splinters and bleeding.
Here's what it is. You're the visionary, and then Randy comes along and just double checks the work a little bit. Just make sure that and just ask some pertinent questions.
See, I like
here's
that.
a pertinent question.
And if
Ask
you've got-
yourself,
and if
when
you've got
Randy is a
answers-
reasonable person in the conversation, aren't you a little worried?
Just a bit concerned, but that's exactly what you
What are you
need.
talking
though.
about
It-
again. Do you think I'm nuts?
If Randy starts if Randy starts asking you questions about an idea you have, and you sound like the crazy one, you might have to go back to the drawing board.
I can't be alone in this. This is not a very pretty place to live. Against the Spread says, I hope the temperature gets in the hundreds for a few days, then backs off for a while. Randy, you know about this. It's called the snowbird head fake. All the old people who visit the valley clog up the roadways and public venues, think, oh, the heat's here, and they clear out. And that gives us valley residents a few weeks of great weather with the place to ourselves. Oh, I love the head fake.
So next Monday, the 100 degrees. And then by next Wednesday, and not a week from this coming Wednesday, it'll be 92. So there you go. That's your head fake. It's happening.
Tiger Paw says, but if we melt the ice caps, that's supposed to throw the Earth off its balanced axis. Okay.
Why?
I'm not against it.
Why are the ice caps so important to the balance of the Earth's axis?
Because the water then changes position on the planet, and it's slight. It's a slight imbalance.
So what could possibly happen? I mean, what could go wrong?
I don't know. All I know is Arizona's going to be beautiful when it's done. Trust me, I'm going to make this happen. Bruno Baller says Mohave County has some hidden gems with the Wallapai Mountains near Kingman and Lake Havasu with the bridge. It's okay. Ray says, Jeffrey, you should submit this to the Arizona Tourism Department for their next ad. Just you saying, Arizona, it's ugly here. Things poke you. Yeah, it looks like a massive construction site out here. Don't come.
Please.
Well, I do think we need some more of that. We could stay at to have less people coming here.
Baker's Cocky Hen says colorblind people love this area. That makes sense. Now that checks out.
Why would they love this area?
Probably in their eyes, they can't tell anything anyway. It's Tiger Paws says Scottsdale, Real Wives of Scottsdale, maybe. Well, you just made my point. There's another one there for you. I didn't mean to get off. We were going to talk about the Masters.
I think
my guy won. That's all you need to know. Scheffler. I called it. Well, one of them, Scheffler or Schauffele, but I was right.
Scheffler in this case.
Yeah, I was right.
Technically, you didn't actually name him.
I did too. I named him first, and then I said, or Schauffele.
Yeah, you said Schauffele or Schauffele.
Yeah.
Which is neither one of the guys' names.
I was absolutely right on the first one.
Technically, you didn't He didn't win technically.
I know what you meant.
You're a hater. You're like Donnie.
I'm not a hater.
Tiger Woods, boy, that was his worst finish at the. Let me finish at the Masters. That was his worst finish at the Masters. 16 over 304, career worst there. But at least everybody's like, hey, but at least he finished it. You know, he didn't have to walk off in pain. Well, that's good if you think he's going to progressively get better. But I don't know if he's ever going to get progressively better enough to win the thing again.
I don't anticipate Tiger Woods playing regular competitive golf. I see him playing maybe the Open. I see him playing the Masters. I see him playing the U.S. Open. I see him playing, a few events annually. But I just where his body is right now and the kind of work that it takes to keep him in the tournament, I don't see him returning to a full-time competitive schedule.
Yeah, I think we need to stop hoping. Like, ooh, Tiger's going to do it. Nah, knock it off. Just knock it off.
I mean, I think he could. I mean, I think he could. He just had a rough Saturday, and then
he's not going to win the majors again.
And it's not. And it's certainly he could, but it's going to be a matter of you're going to need some luck. It's
a lot of guys are out sick, or
they play poorly as well. Because like that when he won in 2019, like that was a shocker too, just because he everything just kind of fell his way that Sunday. He was hitting the ball well. But then the guys in the lead just started. I think it was Francisco Molinari was just choking. I mean, just falling apart. So he would need
the lead. Molinari wasn't up there.
In that one,
you mean Oberg, or are you talking about Colin Morikawa
in 2019?
Oh, 2019.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
I took a nap there real quick.
Oh no,
you were talking. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But it would take something like that where some other people would have to have some bad luck while he's playing well. We're past. Tiger is so dominant, he just takes the tournament. That's not happening.
Sorry, I was distracted. Suffering A's fan brings up a good point. He says, yeah, let's just accelerate the influx of LA people to Arizona. That'll go well. We dig a moat. Just, I don't know. You're right. Or we repave a road that goes around Phoenix and just keeps going to New Mexico, and all the sign says Phoenix 100 miles. And they just keep driving and driving and driving straight over to New Mexico.
Right into New Mexico.
Yeah.
There's plenty of land there.
It's a good idea.
No one wants to live there. So
that's just the yeah. See, I got ideas that are good sometimes.
There it is. See,
all right,
like that.
We got to take a break. We come back. We got On This Date in Big George's sports history. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin up to soft on the party, let's just also roll it back, everybody. Charmin's every sister been soft and hella nice. My crew is always stocked. It's our party body. So everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Febreze. So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Mom, where are my keys?
Why do I have to take out the garbage? I'm too sick to go to school. Quit hogging the bathroom.
If you're having a hard time living with all the noise, it's even harder to live without it. Fake pills with fentanyl are the #1 killer of youth in Arizona. Learn how to talk to your kids at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Going to college and not acquiring debt is possible with the help of the U.S. Army. You'll be able to choose the career you want and receive help to pay for your full tuition. There are also reimbursements for student loans and GI Bill benefits. In the U.S. Army, your mission will be to learn. Learn how you can be all you can be at goarmy.com/AIA Sports. That's goarmy.com/AIA Sports.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Is wrap up a couple of these texts real fast. Moist One says, I'm buying a house on Cary Lake. Wow.
Ooh.
Really? But the smell. Baker's Cocky Hen says, it would take 100 Tanya Hardings for Tiger to win again.
100 Tanya Hardings?
Why?
No,
Yeah,
it's
all these players just laying in the ground. What the hell is that? Kind of like Slim Shady when he showed up at the Emmys and they're just running around kneecapping people. Tiger's out there by himself. I can take my time. I don't even have to rush. Tiger Paws says, what about avocados? Wouldn't we lose all the avocados?
No. Couldn't we plant avocados here?
Yeah, why would we lose avocados?
I mean, if it turns more tropical here, we could plant the avocados here.
Where are they making the avocados?
And in California and Mexico.
Against the Spread said, I am proud of Tiger for finishing the Masters, but his future is on the Seniors Championship Tour. They'll probably give him a golf cart sponsored by Hooters, Denny's, and local strip clubs. He can get Stormy Daniels to ride shotgun in the cart. I don't know. I mean, that all actually sounds right. But
I don't know why rush him to the Seniors Tour. There are guys older than Tiger still.
I like
playing
that the
on
problem you
PGA.
have with that is the Seniors Tour part. And
Well, because I'm focused on the part that's actually sports.
I
And
mean,
that, I don't have any comments on the rest of
let's
it.
let's put this into perspective. Tiger still hits the ball 320, 330 yards.
It's just like
Now,
unbelievable.
if he goes out there and plays on the tee, it's going to be Tiger Woods winning everything.
Well, like it was the first time you played with those guys.
Oh, yeah, but that's so much less interesting because
Those cats will just retire and they'll go away.
like play on the Senior Tour when your game resembles everybody else on the Senior Tour.
I mean, Steve Stricker's out there, and if Tiger Woods came out there when Steve Stricker is actually winning again, I think Steve Stricker would have to go into therapy.
All right. Well,
I just get into a tournament without Tiger Woods, and here he comes again.
I think it'd be funny.
I mean, he would just crush those guys.
Yeah, like he did the first time around. Same guys, same situation. He crushed them all 20 years ago.
I think Tiger will get better. Remember, last year he played 24 holes of competitive golf. And this weekend he played 72 holes of competitive golf just this past weekend. And he's going to play, I'm sure he's going to play more. His body feels good.
Speaking of competitive holes, did you see the new outfits for Team USA's track? Look at
that. No.
Yeah, the athletes are not happy. The one athlete specifically said, wait, my hoo-ha is going to fall out. If you see the picture I'm putting up on the YouTube,
That's wrong.
It could happen.
That is why would they make that?
Yeah, Nike.
Who does that help?
Nike's response was, "You can wear shorts too."
As my uncle used to say, for who, for what? That is what.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's not.
So they showed
Boy.
the kit, and it shows just an awful lot of crotchal region that is exposed. And it was Tara Davis Woodhull who says, "Wait, my hoo-ha is going to be out," meaning that's not that.
Look,
you're running, that's going to move, and all of a sudden, hoo-ha.
Yeah, and you're not just running; you're running at world record speeds. Like, there's no way you keep everything in there. Look.
Yep.
Don't tell people they can wear shorts if they want to. Design it so that everything's covered in the first place.
Yeah. Hurdler, Queen Harrison Clay says, would you like to sponsor Team USA for the upcoming Olympic Games? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a European wax in here, please. Steeplechaser Colleen Quigley said, I mean, I still want to make the team, but... Sprinter Caitlin Hutchinson says, yeah, April Fool's was 10 days ago, right? Paralympian Jaylene Roberts says, this mannequin is standing still and everything is showing. Now imagine that mid-flight.
And the mannequin is significantly thinner than most actual athletes. They're going to, I mean,
yes,
these are people who run.
That's just the ladies.
Okay,
uniform, right?
Can we have a talk with the people at Nike?
I just love that Tara Davis Woodhull calls it hoo-ha.
I mean, I've heard that a lot in the South.
Boy, Nike is really falling apart here. They've screwed up baseball, and now they screwed up the Olympics.
But not just screwed up. The way that they're screwing up specifically is bothering me. They've designed this women's uniform that's going to show
hoo-ha.
Their hoo-ha. And you know what the main problem with the baseball uniforms are? We can see through the clothes to your junk.
Yeah. Hoo-ha is a thing for Nike right now.
They're just apparently, that's what Nike's got on the brain, is they're trying to see everybody and what they've got underneath the pants.
I mean, we all think about hoo-has now and then, but I don't think they're supposed to be flapping around at the Olympics.
Yeah, I don't think that should be broadcast on NBC.
Moist One says he's buying RB stock. What?
Oh, my God.
Ray says, hey, Keon.
Hey, Ray.
What do you think of your Washington Mystics selecting Aaliyah Edwards, the number 6 pick in the 2024 draft? When, old Reese was still sitting there too.
Yeah. But Aaliyah Edwards, I thought she was going to go higher than that. So I like the pick a lot. I think that she's a great player in the post, and she's got a good mid-range jumper. Put her alongside Shakira Austin. I think we're gonna have a good time.
Ooh, we're running out of time, ladies and gentlemen. And you got to tell you, today was Jackie Robinson Day, back in 1947. But I thought, every time we do on this date, it's Jackie Robinson time. Yeah, so I'm going to mention the Jackie Robinson becoming the first person to break the color barrier in Major League Baseball. But then again, he wasn't, because Randy, let's do this. On this date in Big George's sports history, back in the year 1921 at Redland Field, Pittsburgh Pirates right-handed pitcher Chief Yellowhorse made his Major League debut against the Cincinnati Reds. Pittsburgh hurler, a member of the North American Plains Indian tribe called the Pawnees, is believed by many baseball historians to be the first full-blooded American Indian to play in Major League Baseball. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Wow.
So wait a second.
That's interesting.
So they're like, oh, we're good with this Indian fellow coming out here and playing, but not the black people. Well, so it took 26 years between Chief Yellowhorse and Jackie Robinson. That makes it even harder to understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, it happens a lot whenever there's like a first, then there's just a gap before they let anybody try again. So that,
which I think is stupid, but
yeah,
it's almost like they realize, like, I can't even fathom the stupidity of this. It's like, well, let everybody play. If you're going to let Chief Yellowhorse play, well, then why aren't you letting Jackie Robinson play? I'll never, you know what? Maybe it's good I don't.
Yeah, it's the history of the thing and how people were thought of at that time. And that for a lot of folks, Black people at that time were not seen as people or full people, depending on who you asked.
We are, as far as time, we are way closer to this stupidity than other stupidity. You know what I mean? And it makes me nervous. Good God, I hope we get over this. Let's see here. Oily Stool says, for us non-Southerners, What is a hoo-ha? Is that something you guys call breasts?
No.
It's slower and lower.
Yeah. Just if the area referred to as your junk, but for women,
lady junk.
There you go.
Didn't
It
sound
just
right
sounds
either.
worse
Didn't
somehow.
sound
yeah.
right.
Like you'd rather say hoo-ha at that point.
Wilbur says, for those Olympic outfits, can't they use a phrase that golfers use? Put for dough and run for show or something like that.
What does that have to do with the fact?
I
that-
don't know what that means. Yeah.
I think the fact that Wilbur can't see what's on the screen. is
Yeah,
affecting-
I think that's the major contributing factor.
Wilbur, it's very revealing. I hope you can hear this, Wilbur.
Well, he's not deaf, Randy.
He's not?
He's not deaf. He's just blind.
Oh, sorry.
Cardinal Art says, so who's Angel Reese going to pull in, call in Chicago and Sierevsky on? MJ or Zeke, a.k.a. Isaiah Thomas? What? Why would she need to call anybody?
I'm trying to understand, like, what I'm trying to understand why are you assuming she'd call anybody?
There's a lot of people in Chicago. Cardinal Art is really good and drunk today.
I just don't get it. Her new teammate, Camila Cardoso. How about that?
We were going along pretty good with the show. Now I'm just like, we got to end the show.
So like it sounds like a screeching tires coming to a halt.
Like the actual end of the show could not have come at the right time.
Yeah.
Like we were losing this thing.
About 20 minutes after this, what the hell's Cardinal Art saying? He's scratching my head. I'm just like, what?
What on earth?
I need a drink now. All right. Well, all right, everybody. Is there anything happening right now? I think the Diamondbacks are playing tonight, and that's it.
6:40.
Oh, yeah, and then there's the lady draft, I guess. So there might be some on Netflix. I don't know. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.